podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling.
We don't fight for rings and stuff like that. I don't fear anyone.
En este deporte no se viene a jugar y no le tengo miedo a nadie.
We don't come to play in this sport. I fear no one in this sport.
Does that mean that you will fight Triple G later this year?
Como lo dije en la pelea pasada, ahorita mismo me vuelvo a poner los guantes.
As I said in the last fight, right now I'll put on the gloves again.
¡Viva México!
Canelo wants to unify all the titles.
When did you realize, Andy, that you could take his power?
Because of the Mexican warrior that I am, I got that Mexican blood in me. So, talking about the Mexican style, I just proved it.
BoxingVoice.com.
Ain't no other sight in the game to see the Boxing Voice.
Good morning, TBV. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another glorious, sunny day here in Florida. It's 9 a.m. on the East Coast, 6 a.m. on the West, 7 a.m. Mountain Time, 8 a.m. Central, and we are back for your daily morning boxing talk. And Edgar Berlanga is in the headlines as he has found a decent step-up opponent. But Alexander Lioness in the very, very cold, what is it over there, like below 20?
Oh man, the Floridian now kicking me down into the snow. Nah, I'm not that cold, bro, but I am cold, man. I mean, I was complaining about it right now before we went live, so yeah, definitely cold up here. Looks like we have someone on.
Yes, that's Micah K has joined us. She's going to be joining us today for the as a guest host.
Hi.
Go ahead.
All right, let me get this situated first. I was having some technical difficulties here, so let me make sure
it's all
I got
good.
this.
So in the meantime, Alex, what do you think about this possible? Well, it's not a possible opponent. Mike Coppinger, breaking news cop, is definitely reporting that they have struck a deal. Keith Connolly, Todd duBoef have struck a deal for Edgar Berlanga to face Demond Nicholson April 24th. They're saying two venues, Miami or Kissimmee, Florida. Either or, good locations to allow the young 2020 prospect to have some fans in attendance. Florida is definitely one of the states that are allowing fans. But what do you think of Demond Nicholson? Is he the guy to take Edgar past the first round?
I mean, he's a very likely candidate to do that. Just do that, man. I mean, look, the guy's he has a good amateur background. If I'm not mistaken, he might have even been into the Olympics, but I'm not even going to say that just yet. But yeah, I mean, look, the guy has some old school flavor, man. He hasn't been, I guess he hasn't been on my radar too much as of late. I don't know if he had taken off for a time or whatnot, but I mean, he looks like he's in shape. I'm looking at some of his social media. I'm looking at how he's looking, and he looks like he's in shape, man, and he's been doing his thing. Be great to get him on and see what
well, we definitely had him on. You talking about Demond? We had him on last year for a bit. He's got some good fighters on his resume that he's been in the ring with. He's also was Caleb's Plant lead sparring partner. And, you know, Caleb spoke highly of him, spoke about bringing him in to be pushed, not to, you know, just go through the motions. And that's what he expected Demond would do for him in terms of being his sparring partner. But let's see If Micah K has everything situated, are you good? Are you ready to join us?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm ready to join you guys. Hopefully, I
looks
usually
good.
don't use Skype, so hopefully I wanted to see myself bigger, but it's little in the corner, so I'm ready though.
The other link that I sent you is like the live stream of what the world gets to see. So you'll see yourself there the way that the world sees you, but we see you perfectly and so do they. You're looking good.
Okay.
I see that you got the afternoon sports slay with Queen Micah K. Tell the world a little bit about that. I do want you to go ahead and promote your platform in case anybody wants to subscribe to your YouTube channel. They can do so. And then after that, just tell us about this topic. What do you think about Edgar Berlanga and Demond Nicholson as a co-main event? Alexander and Micah, because it's said that Oscar Navarrete will be defending his 126-pound title that he gained once Shakur moved up versus Pitufo. Christopher Diaz, who's trained right here. Well, not right here. I'm not in Orlando, but he's in Orlando with Coach Nelson. And it's said that that's where Edgar Berlanga will be holding his training camp. But Micah K, talk to us.
Okay, so it's the Queen Micah K. This is definitely Afternoon Sports Slay. So just a little bit about my channel. I do cover boxing, but I cover basketball. I cover a lot of sports, and I cover football. But as far as boxing, that's definitely one of my passions. So I need everybody to make sure, subscribe, hit that like button. Let's get these notifications. Let's get these subs up. And I appreciate, before I even continue, I appreciate you, Ness. I appreciate the Boxing Voice, because you did not have to do this. I understand how my channel is. It's just in the, as far as it's moving and it's growing right now. So that's what I'm looking for. Make sure everybody, go to my Instagram, go to my Twitter at MK Sports Slay. So this is just the beginning stages. Can't stop, won't stop. I'm just looking to learn the progress and keep it moving. And that's at afternoon, because some people type it in all together. It's afternoon, then it's sports, then it's Slay.
So have you been following the career of Edgar Berlanga at all? Top-ranked prospect. He just was awarded 2020 Prospect of the Year. What's your thoughts on Berlanga as a 168-pound fighter, right? He's definitely 168.
I definitely like him. He's 16. I got my list right here. So he's 16-0 with 16 knockouts. I think he's really good. The power is there. Like you just sent me the link, so I'm not as familiar. Is Demond Nicholson? Yeah. I'm not as familiar with him, but I've definitely been paying close attention to Edgar Berlanga, Puerto Rican boxer. Definitely look like he got that work. Definitely has power. I'm looking to see, as far as with more competition, what he's going to do in the future, because he's getting people out of there very quickly in that first round. I believe the last fight was that second round though.
No, they all been first rounds.
They all been first round? Okay.
They all been first rounds, and I think that's why he's got that much hype around him, is everyone's waiting for this bubble to burst. And I think, this is big news because it is believed that Demond is going to be that guy that can go past the first round. Mike Guy is the last guy that Demond was in the ring with. And Mike Guy is an upset-minded person. Remember that Mike Guy upset the Mama's boy, Dennis Douglin, not too long ago on a PBC card, I believe. And, Demond Nicholson is coming off of like 3 decent names. Jesse Nicklo, who he stopped in the first round. Devon Lee right here from Brooklyn. And got tons of sparring with Nikita Abba Ali and Daniel Jacobs and that whole Sosa crew, really, and then Mike Guy, like I said, a dude that is a journeyman, but definitely not an easy task for anyone. Now, I think Nicholson is durable, but he has been stopped, and he's been stopped by a lesser puncher, so to speak, in Jesse Hart from Philadelphia. Are you guys familiar with Jesse Hart? And do you
Steve
think
Rose too?
Do you think that both of those men, since you brought up Steve Rose, I was waiting for later to remind you guys that that's a common opponent with Gennady Golovkin out of Canada, but do you think both of those guys have the power of Berlanga? Have they ever demonstrated that one-punch knockout power that Berlanga has? And does that make Demond any more durable? Now, keep in mind, he also had a majority draw to Emmanuel Alim, who Centennial knocked out, right?
I still don't give him no. I'm not gonna be tough on him, man. Listen, these guys that he's had those matchups with are good fighters, and it could be anybody's night that night. So I only let me see, cause it's a TKO. I don't know if he was KO'd or TKO'd. In just he was stopped. Maybe the referee stepped in, and said that was enough. Whatever it is, he still got stopped. But when you get guys that get KO'd like my man Burchelt that just got KO'd last Saturday, that's when you start to worry. But this man has his own KO record, man. He has more KOs than Edgar Berlanga. He has 20 KOs, so he's not too unfamiliar with knocking guys out with a 74% knockout ratio. So I'm really, really, really excited for this fight because we want to see Edgar Berlanga tested, and we only say that because he's knocking everybody out in the first round. Even his last guy who we thought was going to be able to maintain, his legs, he wasn't able to. He fell victim to the power and to the aggression. So I see Demond Nicholson just giving Edgar more angles and giving him just as much as Edgar's going to give.
Well, I'll tell you guys this. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. You were going to jump in?
No, I'm looking at I'm just going based off his record. Like I said, I'm not going to lie. I'm not as familiar with Demond. So I'm looking at 23, 3-1, 20 KOs, 2, like he said. Okay, it says 2 knockouts that he lost as far as that. But yeah, like, I'm sorry, is it Doomy or Mario?
This one's Doomy.
Doomy.
Doomsday, Alex is the name, but they call me Doomsday on the show.
Doomy, right? Like Doomy said. So I just wanted to piggyback off that. That's as well. Like I think it's going to be a test for Berlanga. That's what we really want to see because I really like Berlanga a lot.
I'm going to be on the opposite of you guys. I don't know how much of a test it is. Jesse Hart is a good boxer. And he has some pop, but I don't know that anybody would say he's been demonstrating the sort of pop that, Edgar Berlanga has been demonstrating.
I already got some pop.
And
already got some pop.
We seen Jesse stop Demond Nicholson and, I don't know, that doesn't sit well with me. It's like if Jesse and Steve Rose could get a win, if Steve Rose could get a split decision and Jesse can get a knockout, and then you got Emmanuel Alim getting the draw, I'm just like, man, Berlanga, yeah, he's going to have to just steamroll through this dude. I think Berlanga goes right through this dude. Now, does he get past the first round? That's really not a bet for me, because, I just think that's unnecessary pressure on him to continue this unrealistic first-round knockout streak. If he can, it is better for his brand and the marketing, but it is something that I think he should not have in the forefront of his mind because it can just cause him damage to go out there and be like Mike Jones and let it all loose in that one round trying to get the stoppage, and now you've lost all this energy. You've dumped it all in the first.
I see. You have a fear of him just unloading everything and then not having much afterwards, and we haven't seen it, so I get it.
Exactly.
You know what? He has hell of a coach. Edgar Berlanga, that is. So I'm pretty sure that they're constantly giving him advice about not being super pressured to make any crazy decisions in that ring in the first round just to try to get the guy out. So even if he gets past the second round, I still want to see Edgar Berlanga, the way he's been aggressive, punching on these guys and trying to get them out of there. Thus far, I haven't really seen Edgar Berlanga make mistakes where he has to pay for that in these first round KOs. So I'm gonna give Edgar Berlanga, his credit and just hope and I think I believe already that he's going to maintain that discipline and that patience. Now you asked me, and I'm going to ask you guys too. Like, does Demond Nicholson take him past the first round? Just
I mean, I think that the probability is high because of the caliber of opponent that he's been in there with. But I think that some will look at that.
I'm going to jump out the window. I say he is.
He'll go past one?
He'll go past the first round.
I don't know. Having 2 stoppage on his resume, I mean, having 1 stoppage. Well, no, he's been knocked out twice, bro. He's been knocked out twice. He was knocked out by I never even heard of this guy, Lacan Byfield. What's Lacan done since then?
That was early,
bro.
That was early in the career.
I mean, after his biggest win, my man went on a 6-fight loss streak. So,
look, we're talking about 7 years ago. We're talking about 3 years ago. They make the adjustments. You would hope, right? You would hope. We can only guide ourselves from what is already written in the books. But let's give him the benefit of doubt. Let's find out what he's been doing. Maybe it's been a year since we had him on the show. Maybe we can get him back on here and see what he's been up to. I gotta say that if he finished Mike Guy, and I'm no expert on Mike Guy. You mentioned him, but if he finished him, and you were impressed, then I guess you can go that route. I didn't see the fight. It's a split decision. 10 rounds it went. So I can't give him too much credit because I don't know too much about Mike Guy.
But that tells the story, a split decision. You understand? Mike Guy, that tells you the story of how durable Mike Guy is. He's not a walkover for anybody, let me tell you. And if you go back and watch the Mama's Boy fight, you'll see why. Mike Guy, he was coming off that Dennis. Listen, just look at it like this. Mike Guy was coming off the Dennis Duggan win, which was his biggest win. And maybe some might not think it was a huge win, but that is a big win. Before that, he beat Eric Moon, someone that was supposed to take Berlanga more than 1 round, and Berlanga stopped him. That was Berlanga's first step up, was Eric Moon, because of what Mike Guy and Eric Moon, because of that fight, but that didn't work out that way. And Berlanga still stopped him, you know what I mean? He's also faced Junior Johan. Shout out to Junior Johan. He was out here in Orlando this weekend in support of the Havoc card with Berlanga and all those guys. But
what I do notice, Ness, is that this Mike Guy is he's a distant fighter. He's a distance fighter. He goes through all the rounds with these guys.
Durable. He's even been in there with Sergey Derevyanchenko, man. My guy is a durable guy, and going 10 with Dazn, it tells you something. It tells you something. Derevyanchenko stopped my guy in an 8-round fight by TKO in the last round. Again, showing you the durability. And Mike Guy has beaten a lot of undefeated fighters. Look at this guy, 12-0. You think he was expecting to lose to a journeyman when he got knocked out? No. No,
and then with boxing, it's so unpredictable. So with me, I feel like Edgar Berlanga, because he hits so hard and he comes at you with that type of aggression, he definitely is gonna get Deadman out of there. Like I said, I gotta go back to my eye test. I gotta look at some more film, and then I can give a better assessment with Deadman right now. But just looking at it, just like how you're talking about my guy, and then as far as Devon Lee, certain things, and I'm looking at records and things like that. So I feel like Berlanga will definitely, take this guy out as well. But I'm not for sure once again.
And it's easy. It's easy to get misled by BoxRec, right? Like many people may not know Devon Lee, but Devon Lee is a New York City fighter. He's in that Brooklyn and the Queens area. He's been brought up, getting all types of work with Nikita Abali, Daniel Jacobs, Peter Quillen, training in that Sosa Cruz. So again, his record might not indicate how durable he could be. And Mike, Devon Lee also was in the Contender, the last season of the Contender with Andre Ward, I believe. He's been a guy that's been in and around, fought on, ESPN here and there. They're decent mid-level names, and the way you handle those mid-level names it garners, it'll get you more attention, you know. But I do respect Demond Nicholson beating Devon Lee. I've gotten to see Devon Lee personally spar Nikita Abahali and Daniel Jacobs, and I've gotten to see him fight a few times. He's not an easy style, so you know. It's a decent win. And so is Jesse Nicklow. I mean, anybody that's been watching boxing in the last 5, 6, 7 years, we've seen Jesse on Showbox numerous times. He's a Showbox level fighter, obviously, but that means he was supposed to test Demond, and if Demond wasn't as good, he would fail that test, but he passed it. So I give him credit. Even Fernando Casandera, you know, not a big name to many people, but again, these lower level journeyman type of names that you're supposed to beat if you are, you know, to get a world title, rather than struggle with them. And that is something that, you know, we can talk about with Emmanuel and Aleem. Like, getting a draw with Aleem could be looked at as I mean, you can look at it and shun it, but at the same time, Emmanuel Aleem was the heavily touted prospect, up and coming. He was the one that was 16-0. He's the one that was signed to Al Heyman and on PBC. So the pressure and the expectancy to win was on Aleem, not on Nicholson. So Nicholson, again, able to get a draw with a dude that's supposed to had gone on and be somebody at 160. Remember, Aleem had his biggest win was Ivan Heatroff, also a Havoc advisory fighter who, you know, trains with Andre Rozier and Gary Starks. So a little bit of the storyline here, a decent fight for sure. But what about the fact that it's in either Miami, but Chavez of ESPN is saying heavy rumors that it's more than likely going to be in Kissimmee, Florida, where there's a heavy population of Puerto Ricans and Latinos. And I think if it lands there versus Miami, it would be better off for Edgar Berlanga and Pitufo, who's scheduled to be on the undercard versus Navarrete. Like, going to Miami, you know, it's not going to suit Navarrete any better. I don't know about any heavy Mexican population in Miami. And Miami is so small, right? It's so congested. Why force people from Orlando and Tampa, the Latinos from Orlando and Tampa, the Puerto Ricans that migrated over those ways, to drive 3-4 hours and a half down to Miami for expensive parking and ticket seats? You know what I mean? But what do you guys think about the rumored locations for this fight?
Shit, man, that's a good call. You know, sunny Florida. I mean, look, Berlanga's being pushed amazingly all across the board, man. New York, Florida, wherever he goes, he's being pushed. I mean, I don't know if you guys got to see the big billboard on 42nd Street in New York that he has, with him, with his boxing gloves. Yeah, his Puerto Rican boxing gloves on with the chosen one. Real big, bro. Real huge.
Wow.
So it's like, damn, you're getting that type of push. They believe in Edgar, man. They believe in him. And him going down to Florida in a population area where, the Bodis are out there. Shout out to the Bodis.
So hold on. Wait a minute, because you tell me.
Right, I think that'd be crazy. I think that, like you said, like Doomy said, with Edgar, that'd be crazy. Him going down to Florida. I mean, listen, the cuties will be out. Everybody will be out, want to see him. Want to see him. He'll bring everybody. He young. He nice on the eyes. He's getting promoted well. Things is going to pop.
He definitely brings them out. Let me tell you, man, we were in Orlando for this Havoc card, and it was like a fashion show. I told, man, no. Listen, first of all, Edgar Berlanga got a security detail already, 16-0. Ain't nobody snatching no chains off his neck. They out there. They deep. The security. You know what I'm saying? He got the whole VIP going. Every girl that's with them is bad. They ain't nobody, you know what I'm saying? It's just like a walking music video. It's a walking music video. I'm not kidding you. So
and check his Twitter too. You know, he had Wayne. He got the rappers too. So he got the best of both worlds. He got people from, you know, as far as dealing with his culture. Then you connected with the hip hop community. Listen, Berlanga got a chance to really be that one.
He does. Absolutely. He does. And I'm glad you brought that up. He gets a lot of backing from the hip hop and that Latino reggaeton community. I mean, my man getting endorsements from Bad Bunny, J Balvin, you know, Fat Joe, Tracy Morgan. The names it goes on and on. Like, everybody is linked up with this. I was going, and I'm like, yo, how'd that happen so fast? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did he just come out of nowhere and everyone is attracted to him? That's already a celebrity.
I think he was already, like, you know, locally famous in some way. You know what I'm saying? People already knew him.
I get the locally famous because he's from the BX, right? So it's like, you know, he's got that block kind of I'm running shit out here look. You know what I'm saying? But how did that happen is the key. I mean, he's still,
I think family, friends. I mean, I know TS. Shout out to TS. You know, backing him up. You know, he got a lot of good people, man, around him, man. And I mean, but how did it start? Where did the seed start? I mean, it could have been since a kid, man.
Let me add some, what do you call it here? Some context, right? Like, Ignorant Boxing just said J Balvin posted Canelo's fight on IG, but that's what I'm fucking saying. J Balvin posted Canelo. Of course, it's Canelo. Who's this?
I mean, they like boxing
kid,
too,
though. But who's this kid getting all this publicity from all these major stars? Not to mention, he brought up Canelo. Name another 16-0 prospect that people are attaching to Canelo and Benavidez by that way. You know, they also want Berlanga Benavidez, which, let's not forget, Mexico, Puerto Rico, that rivalry starts before any one of us were born, and it is something that boxing needs. We haven't had a great Puerto Rican-Mexican rivalry in a long time that I can remember. I mean, I think the biggest in the last 7 years might have been Juan Manuel Lopez and Orlando Salido, which now Salido went on to become like a two-time champ, makes more, and beat Vasil. It holds better in the record books, but Salido wasn't a world beater. You know, that was just a rivalry that manifested into like 2 fights or 3, you know, and Salido fucking took that and ran with it. He turned that into something so much more. But we haven't had that. Like, even Danny, the Philly Rican, he didn't get that. And
Yo, I was just ready to segue into that. Like, can we think about a Puerto Rican fighter that's gotten this much backing? Like, how far can we go back, you know, to really, like, pinpoint somebody that's been hot? You know?
I mean, I would say Verdejo. I'm not going to lie. Verdejo had so many people thinking he was the one, but he didn't have the backing that Berlanga has from celebrities.
From
you know,
States
boxing
too, right?
people thought Verdejo was going to be the one, not the world. And even before then, it was Thomas Delorme. He was this welterweight before he went to 140, because he got knocked out into 140. He was undefeated as a welterweight, ripping through shit. The next Puerto Rican, he even looked like Trinidad when he was undefeated, right? And then boom, he loses, and all that hype is gone. I mean, I never really thought of him as a Puerto Rican. He's really Dominican, born in San Martin and raised in Puerto Rico, and just, you know, adapted to Puerto Rico, but like, you know, his blood is the Dominican by parents. And that always upset me anyway. So it was like, yo, dog, you out here claiming something you truly not. And that's why you probably got knocked out. I'm just saying. But there hasn't been anything really like Cotto. That's it. It stops at Cotto. There's been nothing since him or before. And I mean, before obviously Trinidad, which was also a long time ago. It was also a long time ago though. Like, Puerto Rico needs Berlanga. They need him.
It's crazy that Chris Diaz is fighting with him on the card too. It's gonna be a body night, bro.
Well, he's the main event. Is the, you know, sources, Coppinger saying he's the main event, and he'll be getting another title shot. So this is another title shot, right? Because, I mean, let me check his record, because I think he fought Shakur.
Say what?
Or was it Herring? I know he fought a few people already for that title. and he hasn't been able to get it. But he's got a good punch, especially the left hook, you know, and he makes for exciting fights. And I guess that's why he's getting all these opportunities. He has 2 losses, and one was to Shakur Stevenson, so I was right about that. And the last one was also to Masayuki Ito, so I was right about that. So that's 2 title shots he had, and he failed. Ito went on to beat him and lose to Herring. Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying I feel like Edgar getting pushed too because of social media and this new generation, and then everybody is so big on the the knockout era. So if you 16-0 with 16 KOs, then this generation dealing with social media, they see certain things. Especially he's only like 23 years old. So that age group, they looking for a specific type of person, how he looks, how he talks. And I know somebody, in the comments, I'm not gonna do too deep dive. I know it's not about the looks, but I'm saying the era we are in, just like with Ryan Garcia with his social media. We're in a social media era, and you have to have that.
It is, Micah. Don't let them change the way you think, because it absolutely is. Listen, Oscar's catchphrase was, he brings the women out. We've never seen this many women until Oscar fought. So, don't believe them. Those are people that are so pure that they can't see the business side. There's a reason this kid's name is being mentioned with world champions and former world champions. It's because they can see the financial gain. Listen, if he loses to David Benavidez, there's a rematch because of the rivalry. If he happens to give Canelo a good fight the way that Maidana gave Floyd a good fight, there could be a rematch because of the rivalry. He don't even got to win because of his backing. Those tickets still are going to sell. Look at Gabriel Rosado and all the love that he gets, and he's one of the faces of Puerto Rican boxing. It's really what? Verdejo, not in this order. I mean, if you want to go order, right now it's going to be Berlanga, Danny, Rosado, Verdejo, and I don't know, I guess maybe Pitufo before Verdejo. Right? Verdejo's looks, he suffered some bad losses. Pitufo at least just loses. Verdejo looks like I don't know, like he can't be on this level.
He's had a little bit of bad luck, man, but look, he could come right back, man. People still like, Verdejo, and it's just, I think that it's Edgar's time right now, man. This Edgar's time, bro. It's a lot of push, like you mentioned. We're living in a time right now where social media is just it. Oh, and we got my man Thomas LaManna.
Cornflake, what it do? Thank you for joining us, man. Oh, and Francis from Toronto has joined us. But Cornflake, man, Thomas LaManna, how are you? Good morning, and man, what's up?
Nah, man, just had a little breakfast, go and chill for a little bit, talk to y'all, and go to the gym in about an hour.
All right. Cornflake, you could do us a quick favor, brother. Just switch your phone sideways so we can get the full view. There we go. You can lift it up a little bit. There, perfect.
Right.
Perfect.
Right.
So I guess take us back, man. You just went out and captured a WBA title, a version of the WBA title. Tell us about that fight. I know, and really, you know what? Let me start over. Good morning. I would like you to tell our listeners about Dark Places, hashtag Dark Places, and what that represents for you and means for you, to see can we, try to understand LaManna a little bit better.
Right. Bro, it's like this. Everybody has a dark, everybody at one point been in a dark spot, In boxing, every time you're in the ring, you're supposed to be in like that dark spot, This is something that I heard the term maybe about probably my second fight. So around 2011 is when I started really, really emphasizing that whole dark places shit, because I wanted like a little slogan behind me, you know what I mean? Like something. Like what is it? Something. And dark places, man. So like, everybody at the end of the day, like I just said, everybody been through something in life. And in boxing, boxing or boxers typically usually aren't, spoon-fed, privileged people, they all have like some rough past, and that's why they're doing the boxing stuff. So that's why I kind of like surrounded all around the dark place and stuff, you know. So
nice. So you're coming off of 2 knockout wins, and you know you've captured this vacant World Boxing Association Fed Central middleweight title, and you're fighting at 160 now. Why'd you make that move from 54 to 60? I know you've been there for a long time, if that's the obvious answer, but
no. What happened? No, for what happened was we was at. So I had fought. No, shit, not that I fought. Basically, when I had got COVID in November, right? Like a week after my birthday, I got it, and then I blew up to like damn near 190. Like I blew up because I wasn't doing nothing, and so then. But I was still scheduled to fight. I was scheduled to fight December, I believe, like it was like the first week of December I was supposed to fight. And then, but I couldn't because of COVID. So I'm like, all right, so I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna get my weight down. I was supposed to be fighting at 154 my last fight, but I couldn't make the weight. Like I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. And at the end of the day, listen, man, I guess I got lucky because I had already paid my sanction fees and all that stuff for the belt. Luckily enough that the 160 belt was available, so we just did it at 160, and then it put me in the ratings at 160. So I guess that's kind of where I'm at now. But I can make 54, and I will make 154 for whatever I need. But I'll fight at 160 too. I mean, shit, they ranked me higher at 160 than they did at 54. So I don't know.
Did you feel stronger at 160? Did you feel better, or there wasn't much difference?
It wasn't. It wasn't really much different because like I struggled to make my last fight. Like I really struggled. Like I struggled hard. You know what I mean? I was gunning for 54. So, and it wasn't like one of them type camps where it's like I focused on getting stronger or whatever because I was moving up in weight. You know what I mean? Like I spent the whole 5 weeks trying to lose 30 something pounds. Yeah. So,
yo, what's up with fighters and wanting to go into camp losing 35 pounds? Is it that easy for y'all? Because, like, you just said that. Earl said that. Who else was the other fighter? Just said 35. I think Tank had to lose 35. Broner just said he lost 35. Like, is that the magic number? Like, why 35?
Nah. It's like you don't want to do it. You don't want to do it, but, at the end of the day, everybody has their own way. There's no right or wrong way. You know what I mean? Everybody, like Andre Ward and a lot of people will talk about, the discipline stuff. And I get it, and I kind of agree. But like I said, everybody has their way, bro. Everybody got their way. In this case, like, I'm not going to lie, I'm usually not like 20 pounds heavier. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of, like, if I'm fighting at 54, like, I really don't like being more than, like, 170, 172 walk around. That's for real. That's honest. That's truth. You know what I mean? And I learned that I moved up to 54 from 147 because I was cutting from like 70, 72, 70, whatever, down to 147, which that is like 30 something. So that was like, that's what kind of made me like, man, I got to just be at 154 because this 147 shit, it's not going for me. You know what I mean?
Thomas, being as though that you're down there with like Coach Chino and Reg in that gym, did you ever happen to like meet Demond Nicholson?
No, but I know who he is, though.
Oh, okay. So have you heard the rumor that he's going to be facing Edgar Berlanga? Do you think he'll make it past the first round? Would he take Berlanga 12, 10? I mean, is this the real test or Berlanga blows him out?
I think he blows him out, but, like, not in the first round.
Oh, okay.
I think he'll blow him out, not in the first round. I think, like, by 3. But, I mean, Demond Nicholson, Berlanga can fight. Like, I seen Berlanga spar, like, in the gym. Like, he can fight. He got skills. Like, he can fight. He just never got a chance to really show it, and he got power. You know what I mean? But like Demond Nicholson, at the end of the day, he's one of them guys. Like, if I recall, he fought out here in Atlantic City, or he fought somewhere around here. He fought Jesse Hart.
Yes.
And he had Jesse Hart like on twinkle toes, and just kind of looked at him, and didn't do nothing. You know what I mean? And then he ended up getting stopped or whatever. And then I seen he was just sparring with you said Caleb Plant. That's good, but like he was there to get beat up, So like we don't really know what he's bringing. He's a good name, and he's coming off some wins and all that good stuff. But I don't. You know what I mean? Brad Goodman and Bruce Chandler, they know what they're doing, man. So I don't really feed into it. But it's a good fight for Edgar. I think he'll go past first, though.
And what about the fact that the rumor is Miami, Kissimmee? Do you think those are two good locations for him, or do you prefer one over the other?
No, it's perfect. Listen, at the end of the day, man, you gotta, every place has a different market. You know what I mean? I know Pituffo's the main event, and he's right in there. And yeah, that's perfect. That's the perfect location for Pitufo and Berlanga, because Berlanga's the next, he's the next best thing, and especially coming from Puerto Rico, So, and Orlando and Kissimmee area, bro. That's perfect.
So for those that don't know, man, you have been promoting just as long as you've been a fighter, and you've been actively promoting. Like, a lot of fighters have I Am a Boxer promotions, and it never really promotes anyone or never really gives anyone an opportunity. You've been doing shows in Atlantic City, New Jersey, and in the New Jersey area, Philadelphia. I mean, everywhere pretty much for so long, being so young. Why have you not stopped one or the other? And when does one take over the other for you as a career?
Right. So I had no choice really. So it all started when, I was always on the back end, behind the scenes, kind of always involved, getting being a booking agent basically, and that's how I started. And I'm not gonna lie, and I hate booking agents right now. I hate them. I think they're the biggest scums on the earth, especially when it comes to boxing. But that's how I started though, so I'll take that on the chin. But when I had fought Antoine Douglas many years ago, and I had my first defeat. And since then, I had got released by my promoter, who at the time was Russell Peltz. He let me go. He said, listen, I wish you the best, whatever. So after that, I really had no guidance. I had nothing. You know what I mean? But I had experience though. I had knowledge and I had experience. I didn't have guidance, And I said, listen, man, I think this was really kind of my only shot to take lead and take the wheel of my career. And then that's kind of how Rising Star was started. It was in 2013, and then we did our first show. It took a couple cancellations, and I had fought once or twice for a couple promoters. They came to Atlantic City area, and I was fought on their shows. But in 2015, I did my first show, and like you said, man, I just kept going. But I really did it because I had to. I had to keep myself moving. I had to keep myself active. I had to keep myself, and I had to keep my name relevant in some sort of way. And then, it got me all the way up until I fought Dusty Harrison. We did that fight. I came right back. Won 3 or 4 more. Won a few regional WBC belts along the way. Then getting me all the way up to when I fought Jorge Cotto. It allowed me to get opportunities. You know what I mean? And so that's really the reason why I did, is because I really had no choice, because I'd still be I think irrelevant. I don't think I'd be where I'm at today. I'm not saying I'm anywhere great. I'm happy where I'm at, but I don't think I'd be anywhere really where I would be. I don't think I'd be here. I don't think I'd be world rated or nothing like that if I didn't do all of what I did with Rising Star. And I'll take over Rising Star on fighting. You know what I mean? I'm a fighter first. I want to be a fighter first. I want to be treated as a fighter first. But at the end of the day, I look at it as me being on the business side, doing the shows and doing my networking and meeting the people who I've met and dealing with the people who I deal with on a daily basis. It opens up the doors for me in my fighting career. You know what I mean? So I guess it's just one hand washes the other with it. But I'll when I'm done fighting, I would love to continue my promoting stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you have 10 years already in the game, man. I'm pretty sure that you've garnered a lot of ins and outs in the game. That sometimes coming into the boxing game, it's a little confusing, or may I say that there's just not too much information given out right from the rip. Nobody's educating you. Is there anybody particular that took the time to sit there and educate you and tell you, hey, listen, these are some of the things you need to watch out for, Cornflake? Or it was just you taking life by the horns?
Because, listen, I have There's two people I could say really that would sit down, give me game, and then move on. That's Ron Katz, and that's Brad Goodman. Those two people. Brad is the matchmaker for Top Rank, and Ron Katz has been shit. I think he's just been in boxing for a gazillion years, and he now works with PBC now. But he was like Joe LaGuardia's matchmaker. They would give me game, and they would end the phone call by telling me to go F myself type stuff. Like, we have that type of relationship. So it's pretty cool. But to me, bro, the best knowledge is experience, in my opinion. The best knowledge is experience, and you gotta like basically, like you said, just go for it. And if it worked, great. If it don't work, fix it. You know what I mean? I go off of a lot of I go by what doesn't work for people rather than imitating what works for some people. I'll be like, all right, well, what didn't work? What did you do and you didn't, and that didn't work? You know what I mean? And that don't mean that just because it didn't work for you, that don't mean it can't work for anybody else. You know what I'm saying?
That's
you know what I mean? For the boxing stuff, but it's all trial and error.
And go ahead.
I just had a quick question. How you doing? It's the Queen, Micah K.
How are you?
All right, how you doing? So as a boxer, boxing is all about your mental strength. So what are some of the things that you do to, just keep the right state of mind and keep you positive?
Spend time with my 2-year-old daughter.
Awesome.
Spend time with my daughter, man. Like, I got a fiance, I got a daughter, and they keep me cool. I have a really good, my team. When I say team, I mean like trainers and stuff. Like they're real supportive. They're real like hands-on. They care about me now. You know what I mean? I've been through a shitload of trainers. I'm not gonna lie. I've been through a shitload of coaches and trainers and all that stuff. And I still got love and respect for every single one of them.
Absolutely.
But there's a certain people that there's a certain qualities that I ask for. You know what I mean? And certain requirements I ask for, and someone that I give my life to, literally in the ring. You know what I mean? Like they got whatever. So, and it just couldn't work. But like my trainers now, like they're pretty hands on with that. And so to keep my mental right, I just spend a lot of time with my daughter and my fiance. I stay home. I'm a homebody. I don't go out. I don't party. I don't do nothing like that.
I have a question real quick. How you doing? This is Francis from Canada. I just wanted to know, when you're getting into your training over the years, have you modified the way that you condition? And if so, is there any tips that you can share with the people?
Yeah. It's weird, but I mean, now I check my heart rate now, which I never did. And when you say modify, I mean, if you're talking about like doing different exercises in the gym and all that stuff, yeah. I mean, right now at the end of the day, I look at it as each day goes by. As each day goes by, you gotta, you have to up your game. You have to up your training. You have to up your level. You know what I mean? Because it only gets harder. It only gets harder. I'm talking about competition wise, and but we work on a lot of like fundamentals, like in the gym we do like a lot of drills and because the conditioning is done like with the sparring and the running type stuff. You know what I mean? That's kind of a little obvious, like especially in the boxing. But now I got I wear like that thing. I seen a lot of UK fighters. They wear like on their chest.
Yeah, isn't that the heart? It's the heart rate monitors. Yeah, different heart rate zones and making sure you hit those.
And I'm like, yo, me and my people's like we be going back and forth and like it's a competition, and so like that kind of makes me work harder and it's cool. I'm far from like a scientific, like a scientist or anything like that, but I just know that my shit in the red, then I'm doing good. That's all I know. That's all I want to know. So I hope that answers your question, but nothing really, just work harder. Not only harder but smarter. That's the main thing. That's why we go through a lot of drills. I got 30 something pro fights now. If I don't got the gist of how to fight or how to fight a 10, 12, 8 round fight by now, I'm in trouble. So
That was what I asked. Like, having gone through so many pro fights and having done so many camps, like the modification from your first camp to now this camp, like that you have done with your conditioning. Like, are you running less miles? Are you doing swimming? Are you sprinting? Like those type of intricate details that you have changed over the years.
Bro, when I turned pro, you have to understand. When I turned pro, so I didn't have like no crazy amateur background, or I had 41 amateur fights, and my record was 20 wins and 21 losses. I did not have like a stellar amateur career. I fought a lot of, a lot of top guys and stuff. Now today in the pros, I fought like a lot of them, but like I didn't really do shit as an amateur. So when I turned pro, and I was labeled as like what they call like a ticket seller. Like a lot of people come to all my fights. You know what I mean? Which I'm lucky for. And so like I had a lot of hype around me because they're like, who's this kid? Who whatever. And look, I don't think I had the skills that I do now back then. And my work ethic was like zero back then because like I was what?
Your ethics was not so good back then. That I would have thought different, but yeah.
No, I mean I'm gonna tell you why, because I don't want to say like I was privileged. I just think that
you was the A side, man. You was the A side.
Yeah. I was the A side, so I knew what we was doing. I knew I could just go blow on something and the end is done. Pause. You know what I mean? I could just, it's over. You know what I mean? Like so, but now like I fought. It was like my 6th or 7th fight, bro. I fought this Cuban. And I rehydrated after my weigh-in with Sierra Mist and Coca-Cola. That was my rehydration. I'll never forget. God. And I won by split decision. That's really because I dropped him. I dropped him in one of the rounds. And if I didn't drop him, I would have got a draw. But I could have lost that fight for real. That's what changed my mindset. And like so from like my 7th or 8th fight on, I started really putting effort into it, and then 10 years later, here I am.
So Thomas, man, I want to take you back to Jorge Cota fight, man. That was one I thought you was gonna win, and it really bothered me that you didn't get the win, and it seemed like you took some real serious, shots in that fight, man. What the hell went wrong? Because you've been in the ring, in my opinion, when you faced Antoine Douglas. He's at that time, I think he was perceived to be way better than Cota. Even Dusty Harrison, like you said, you had hype. Harrison had hype. I just didn't expect you to lose to Cota, man. And I know that he's tough. We seen the fight, and we seen him in with other people, and seen that he's a tough dude. But what happened?
I'm not even going to sit here and give you a story. I'm going to be as blunt, as raw as possible. I failed. I just took a dump. I took a dump, and it's crazy that I took a dump from like the opening bell. I didn't even have like a moment of any, like any success. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't tell you. I have no idea. I know I wasn't myself. I believe I believe that I let my mental health, my mental strength was like really weak in that, because so the way PBC works is like they'll give you, okay, it's kind of like a ladder. You have to beat this guy for this amount of money, and then we'll get you this, and they'll put it in your contract or whatever. So like, you have to beat this guy, and then when you beat him, fuck you, then you're gonna do like whatever. So it's like and that was the first time I did that. It was another one too. That was my first fight. I did a little deal with Samson this school. Did that, and then I got dropped, obviously, because he didn't want nothing to do with me after I lost to Cota. I just had like a lot of like mental, like shit. I gotta perform. I hadn't fought like in it. I guess the only excuse I could say, bro, and there's no excuse at all, I didn't fight like a year and some change prior to that, and I don't count. When I went to Mexico, I knocked out a guy in like a minute. I don't count that. That was like 3 months prior. I don't count that. But Ness, I don't got an answer for you, bro. I just took a dump and I failed, and I take it on the chin, and it made me better, I guess, because I learned a lot about myself, and I learned what to do, what not to do, as far as like my mental stuff, and Yeah, man. Moving forward after that, I think that fight actually, opened the doors for a couple opportunities. You know what I mean? Because everybody looked at me as, oh, they're just gonna truck over me like this bum did. You know what I mean? So whatever.
Definitely. I mean, out of your 3 losses, are there? I mean, I don't think Antoine Douglas is fighting, and you can't get that rematch. Dusty's still out there, but he was rumored to be facing, I think, Andrade at 68. That fell apart. Like, do you see yourself getting a rematch with any of those guys, or are you in another direction for right now?
Well, Dusty just called me like a week ago. Me and Dusty, if people still remember, me and Dusty before the fight, we were like really good friends, and we still are to this day really good friends. You know what I mean? It's just we had opportunity that neither one of us was in a position to say no to. Even despite he was way more privileged than me when it went with the Rock Nation stuff. They were giving him, they were like, I mean,
yeah, I remember
they were giving him feline gear. They were giving him publicity. Yeah, he was doing good with Rock Nation.
Yeah. So like,
and he had Barry at that time too. He had Barry Hunter.
That was the first fight with Barry, but he was still in a position where he couldn't say no. USBA fight, winner gets a world rating. You know what I mean? The IBF. It was great. So and whatever, we just did it, and it was a good fight. He won. I give him the win. But it was like a really good competitive fight. Whatever. But you forgot too, bro. Maybe you're like me and everybody else in the world that they think I won, but I fought Brian Mendoza in August as well. And
that was a tight fight, man. That was a tight fight. There was some cuts in that fight. You know, both of you guys had a cut. So from the accidental headbutt, I didn't mention that one because I feel like the Cota and the Harrison are bigger names that can propel you versus Mendoza. But yeah, I mean, do you feel like Mendoza's the one that you'll avenge first? Is that why you bring it up?
Bro, listen. That man knows for a fact because he told me straight to my face, bro. I don't know what the hell just happened. He knows he lost, bro. He told me the man lost, but you gotta understand like this, bro. Since then, look where he's at. Look where I'm at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying, and he's with them. He's with the same clan. You know what I mean? But he's with them. His manager is my advisor. I'm gonna go on a limb and say my advisor, but we don't have no agreement. But this man this man's done everything under the sun he's ever said he would do for me, and it wasn't a lot. It's not that many things, but he's done every single thing he said he would do, and he keeps producing and producing and producing. And that's Louis de Cubas. He's the one that's been giving me, just keeping me relevant, bro.
Yeah.
Keeping me relevant. That's my guy.
A lot of people speak highly of Louis de Cubas, and I'm sure Urgas would sound just like you. You know what I mean? Cubas is a guy that didn't turn his back on Urgas, and now look at where Yurdani's at. But so what's next for you? What's the plan? Are you just waiting for something to mix up? What's next? Are you going back to Mexico to remain busy? I know it's difficult right now with COVID, but any plans?
So Mexico, I'm promoter. The only thing I'm doing in Mexico right now is I'm doing shows, and I'm providing a platform for young fighters and promoters who have fighters who can't do shows right now. I'm just providing that platform for them to get their guys moving. People could talk about whatever they want about people going to Mexico, getting wins, but at the end of the day, there's nothing really else going on. You know what I mean? So like you said, you got to do what you got to do. But no, I'm not going to Mexico and fight no more because I hated every second of it because who the hell wants to go to Mexico? Yeah, I'm saying.
Wait, what do you hate about it?
The travel, bro. I hate flying. I'm like the big. I'm not talking about there. When we're there, it's dope. It's actually pretty cool. But the whole process of getting there, the flights and all that. I don't want to go through all that.
Ness is like, damn, you hate the beaches and shit?
Yeah, right? No. You hate the sun?
What happened? But no, I was told that I'm fighting in May, June. It was supposed to be April. First it was supposed to be March, but my last fight I fractured my hand. It's just getting better. But and then it got pushed back to April, and now it's like May, June.
So, have you ever went away for camp?
Once, yeah, when I fought twice. I'm lying, twice. When I twice, yeah, but there was only like the one fight when I fought Antoine Douglas. We all went. It was like a crew of us, whole slant of us. Tevin Farmer, Jay Sosa, DeWaco, everybody part of that. I don't know if you remember the Marone Club 1957, Rocco's Collision people.
Yeah.
So we was all in that crew. We went to like the Poconos, and then when me and Sosa did camp together when he fought Nicholas Walters, but that was in North Jersey though. We went to Alex Devea gym, Hammerhan's gym. You know what I mean? So that was only like 2 hours from here. That's the only time I went away from camp.
And you still with Coach Reg, right?
Nah. Mm-mm.
What? So who's training you?
I'm with Agman Elliott, Kashad Elliott's dad.
Oh, what?
Oh, snap. That's what's up.
Coach O? Oh, that's right. That's right. I did see some Instagram of him in the head. He's chasing you with the head. That's right. That's right.
Yo,
that's right.
Yo, that head is crazy.
Yeah, I did. Yo, I trained in Coach O's gym for like the last 2 weeks before I moved out here to Florida, man. I love that guy. I actually told him whenever he wants the whole camp to come out here, man. I got a friend of mine who has a gym, so you should use it if you had trouble making weight the last time, man. Come down to Florida this sun. All the fighters out here.
Facts. No. Fact. I think, look, for this one, for my next one, bro, it's going to be, I'm going to take it very serious and go away. O's probably like a half hour away from here now. I'm only like down the street from the gym. He's coming up here now.
Yeah. Yo, that little ass ring. Have you sparred in that little ring already?
Which one?
The one in
if you talking about the Instagram video you seen with the head, that's a big ass ring.
No. His gym. What's the name?
Oh. Yeah. No,
he got the booth.
No,
bro, that's like a little phone booth, man.
Talking about the new one? Or are you talking about
the Muay Thai gym? The one in I can't remember the name of the city, but it's
Dunlin.
Right, yeah. All right, that's the new one. Yeah, hell no. We worked in there. I ain't sparring in that though.
Bro, that thing is. That's. I can imagine that's great work, like to make sure you're in shape because there's nowhere to run. The ring is like gotta be like 8 feet, maybe 7 feet. It's a coffin, man. It's a coffin, bro. It's crazy. But Thomas, man, I want to thank you obviously for coming on. If you
got a few questions. Can I get a few questions off real quick? I didn't want to interrupt when you guys were talking. Just got a few quick questions I want to ask Cornflake if you don't mind. It's a 2-part question. One is why was your mental weak going into the Cotto fight, and what is the biggest thing you learned about yourself coming out of that fight?
The mental was weak because 2 things. I looked through the man when I was very ignorant of him, not realizing because every time you see Jorge Cotto, with the exception of once or twice, one being that he beat an old Cuban guy. I forget his name, but it was on Fox. It was like when Bounce TV was popping, when Bounce was doing some TV shows or something like that. And then I personally think he beat Jason Rosario. I thought he actually edged it out. If you watched the fight, I thought he beat him. And so that kind of whatever. But besides those 2, the main times you seen Jorge Cotto, he got put the fuck to sleep. You know what I mean? I was ignorant to not realize who put him out. I didn't realize but that's which one? Jamal or Jamel Charlo? One of the Charlos. So
Jamel.
That's Charlo, man. Shit, that's Hammer. That's Erickson Lubin, bro. These are some top guys. And they power punching. Me, bro, I got 10 knockouts in 100 fights, bro. I ain't knocking nobody out. You feel what I'm saying? So I think I was ignorant with that. So mental. My 2-part answer to that. I was weak, mentally weak by not just focusing on him. Like I said, I was so gun ho on fight. My deal was beat him, I fought Erislandy Lara. That was my deal. Okay, so for the world title. Crazy, like whatever. So I'm like, yo, let me just get past this guy, fight Lara, and then I'm set. Because Lara was shot. He is shot too. You know what I'm saying? So my mental was weak with that by not just focusing on one. And then the other one was, again, when the bell rang and he comes out at me like a damn, you know, just wild crazy bat or whatever. I was like, I just bungled up and I was like, shit. And I just couldn't break out my mental. But really, it wasn't physical, it was mental. My mental, like, I seen everything I wanted to do, I just didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? So like, really that. And what I got out of it was what I get out of it? I got out of it, you know, to know that I could be in there and hold my own while still getting an ass whooping with a top elite level guy. I learned it was like really my first time. Like I fought on TV once or twice before, but like it was my first time going through the whole, you know, whole fight week thing with the TVs. That we was main event on FS1. I learned how to train really properly and rehydrate for a 10-round, you know, like elite fight. Like I fought, you know, 10-round fights before, but they weren't really like elite per se, other than maybe Dusty. But I was learning a lot about myself. Like yo, I could, if I really put my mind to it and I'm sharp up top, I could hang with these guys. Like I could really hang with these guys, and that's why I think I had so much success with Brian Mendoza, because like I went through all that, and then I think I just had too much fun in that fight, and I just let it slip away. Yeah, I mean, I think I was just beating them up so easy. But that's the answer. I hope I answered it.
I got one quick question, really quickly. So you said you was a homebody. So what you like to, you know, tap into as far as like certain shows? And I know Francis usually asks. I'm surprised he didn't ask. You know, what's your music? You know, your music, or what as far as what TV show that you really like? You know, when you
it's crazy. I'm into like a lot of the crime stuff, like you know, First 48. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like first 48, Dateline, 2020 on OWN. Like I'm into all that type of stuff. I watch a lot of that stuff. But we just finished. It's crazy. I was so late. I just finished watching. I don't really watch like TV like that, like movies and stuff like that. But like we watched Your Honor. Your Honor was dope as shit.
Yo, I heard that last episode is crazy. I gotta go back and watch it, man. I stopped watching it after a few episodes.
It was really dope. But like when it comes down to like the homebody stuff, I'm not gonna lie. Like it's gonna probably sound bad, but like I'm on my phone a lot, just like social media. You know what I mean? Seeing what's up. I'm a huge, like I said, like I'm a boxing fan as well. Not regardless of being in it, I'm like a boxing fan. So you know. Social media a lot and all that stuff, but like when it comes to movies, I don't really watch a lot. I watch like you know, like my horror shows, my you know, my killing shows and all that stuff.
Yo, my final two questions. Thank you, Micah K. I was definitely gonna do it. You jumped in there. I love it. My final two question is: what is your music you listen to pre-fight, and does that change when you're doing your conditioning and doing your gym work? Yeah. And second question is, what is your pre-fight meal and what is your post-fight guilty pleasure? Like, I got to have it when I get out the ring.
So I'm like a major Jadakiss, you know, Fab, you know, Jadakiss, Fab, like rap, you know what I mean, but like a lot of Jada.
LOX.
Jadakiss, yes.
I'm in like Jada is my guy, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And believe so my fiance is Puerto Rican, so like I listen to a lot of like, you know, Spanish reggaeton.
Anuel in the building.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, and I'll put that on, and I'll just put that on, you know, in the gym. It's on my playlist, you know what I mean? So it's like people get mad because I listen to the same shit over and over, but like it's like I got like, you know, whatever, it's like 50, 60 songs, so it's not like 2-3 songs, but pre-fight meal, obviously pasta and steak. For me, and post-fight is Sakura. Sakura is like the hibachi, like the Japanese hibachi stuff. Sakura.
Okay.
Yeah. They got a couple of them around my way. The Sakuras.
Where you at? You in North Jersey?
Yeah, I'm from Elizabeth, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think you was getting some work over there in Park Elite, if I'm not mistaken. Were you ever up there? Were you ever visited Park Elite, Jim?
Mm-mm.
Must have been somewhere else. So one of the guys that I know from the amateurs had told me that you were over there getting some work a while back. Yeah, I thought you might have visited over there at Park Elites. You never been over there?
Oh,
that's in Roselle. That's in Roselle.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hold on. Yeah, I was
with Vlad and them.
Mike Lee.
Yeah, I think so.
Mike Lee, and then there's another kid. His name begins with a Q. Yeah, that was a while ago. Yeah, it was like 2017ish when I was training with Mr. Charles. Yeah, heck yeah. Yeah, I know you're talking about. I know the gym. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what the gym was called. But you said Elizabeth. Yeah, I know where it's at. Yeah, I know where it's at.
Cornflake, do you have a sweet tooth? Because my host over there, Mr. Nestor Gibbs, he loves to have his M&Ms. When he gets in the ring or before. Do you got a sweet tooth or anything like that?
Yeah, for me it's peanut M&Ms.
Yeah, the yellow pack, champ.
Real rap. Peanut M&Ms. That's for me.
That's it for me. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah,
let's go
Thomas.
ahead.
Nah, man, I want to thank you obviously for coming on. It's been a minute, man, but very, very, very proud how far you've been able to come, man. Being from New Jersey and me being a New Jersey resident, watching your career develop, and even the ups and downs, they still been an important part of the journey. You know what I mean? I'm hoping that things work out for you. In this later half, and with these opportunities in May, I hope that you get this win, brother. We want to get you back on when you can announce what's going to happen. And, yeah, man, just give out your social media if anyone who isn't following you can do so.
Facts, bro. Thank you. Again, excuse me, Instagram is at official Cornflake Boxing. And then Facebook, Thomas Cornflake LaManna. And then just my regular profile, Thomas LaManna. And yeah, bro, hopefully May, June, it's I'll put it like this. I put it in before I fought Cota. It was the Change My Life tour. And it really started with proposing to my fiance at Mendez that I couldn't believe they put on fucking TV. Fox, as I'm getting like the shit beat out of me. They put it up there during my Cota fight. But it's still the Change My Life tour, man. In May or June, I could hopefully finally say that there's everything to do in boxing, and in May or June is going to be popping.
Well, we can't wait, and we look forward to it, man. Thomas, thank you once again, and we'll catch you on the next one, brother. Appreciate you. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thomas LaManna, up and coming contender on the show. Follow him at Cornflake Boxing. Francis, I don't think you've been able to give your take on Demond Nicholson being the guy that's awarded with the task of trying to take Edgar Berlanga to the second round. Thomas doesn't think he will win, but he does think he'll get past the second round. What about you?
You know what? I'm going to say he's going to continue his 17-0 first round knockout in this fight. And the reason why I say that, because he is absolutely in fuego right now. He's absolutely hot. He believes in himself, with everybody else giving him the confidence that you are the man right now. You're on top of the world right now. As soon as he steps in the ring, and I feel like Desmond understands what's in front of him, the moment might just overwhelm him from my standpoint. That's just my take. So I'm rolling with Edgar Berlanga. And if it's I think it'd be better in Miami than Kissimmee, even though I don't really know much about Kissimmee, Florida. But Miami, man, that's where everybody come out to see. It's a tourist destination, so people are already going to kind of be out there already. It should be a dope vibe, man, dope vibe.
I disagree. I think Kissimmee is the spot. Keep them in that Orlando, Tampa area, and let all those Puerto Ricans come see him. Whereas Miami, you giving all those Puerto Ricans 3 hours and a half to have to drive. Right. Not everyone got a car. Not everyone wants to drive in a car for 3.5 hours. Some people want to fly. Then that flight becomes too expensive. Then they just like, fuck it, I ain't even going. Miami's cool, but I think his peoples are in Orlando, and you know, he should tap into that. He should tap into that, in my opinion. But they're saying April 27th, right? April 27th for this one? 24th.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Isn't that like rainy season? Where's Keem at? Ain't that? I mean, I thought it was April flowers bring May flowers. Ain't it kind of rainy?
April showers bring May flowers.
Yeah.
Dude, you're funny. Yo, where are the Floridians, man? What's happening in April 24th? Is it raining around them time? Because I don't know. I'm not from Florida. I can't even let you know what's popping. I know in Canada it's raining like crazy around them times.
Yeah, man.
Micah, how's it all by you? Is it raining during April times?
Yeah, for the most part in Detroit, absolutely.
So we'll see, man. We'll see. Is April a good time, and do they listen and put this in Kissimmee, where he can tap into the many Puerto Ricans in that area? Now, Francis, you know that Navarrete is supposed to be scheduled to be the main event versus Christopher Pitufo Diaz.
That would be a good fight.
Yeah.
That'd be a good fight, man. That'd be a good fight. You know, continue to build on that Puerto Rican vibe. And Navarrete is a great fighter. He's an action-packed fighter. So you already know any fights that he's in, it's gonna be full of action. So the main event is gonna come. He's gonna close the show nicely with an action-packed fight. You know, you might see a stoppage. You might see just 12 rounds of just hands, just pure hands.
Word. Let's open up these phone lines. If none of you guys got anything else on the subject, we can jump out to the public and see their thoughts on this matchup and the main event, which is going to be Oscar Navarrete defending his title versus Pitufo Diaz.
Josue gonna be on that card too, or no?
Josue.
August?
They haven't said. I just been seeing Pitufo and Berlanga. Yep. But going out to the callers.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical, experts in electrical vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installations, visit us at elcaminoelectrical.com.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on
Subscribe
iTunes.
to youtube.com/theboxingvoice for the latest and greatest interviews with your favorite fighters.
Hold on, before you go to the callers, man. Real quick. Public service announcement, man. Public service announcement. I don't know what you're doing, but whatever you're doing right now, just stop for a quick second. You know what I mean? There's 200 plus of us watching and listening around the world. And you mean to tell me we only got 72 thumbs up? Man, go on and get that thumbs up button number up to 150. We need a round number of 150 thumbs up. Let's go TBV together. We here, we working. Board Awards 10 is around the corner. We're just a few days away, few weeks away to see myself, Mario, and others get in the ring and swing, man. We put in the work, and it's time to show the people what we're about to do. It's either it's going to go good or it's going to go bad. It's either you're going to laugh or you're going to cry. One of the two. But you got to tune in. BP Network, Justin Big Time Briggs. We appreciate everybody.
And I know you can do it, man. You got to
come on down to Florida. You know what I'm saying? Check out the show. Hit up Ness for that $50 ticket. Pre-sale in advance. You know what I mean? I don't think we're selling at the door, so get your tickets in advance and come on and check out the show. Let's get to the callers, man. Edgar Berlanga versus Demond Nicholson, April 24th. Miami or Kissimmee? What do you guys think? Let us know.
Why y'all keep putting the S? It's Demond.
That's what I didn't say. I skipped over the S.
Nah, you said Desmond, but it's all good.
All right, cool.
We going out to Adrian Rowan in Cincinnati.
Hey, what's good? I'm in Wisconsin, but you know what, bro? I'm training, so I'm just listening.
Oh, shit.
Right. It's all right. Hey, I'm just listening, man. I'm in the middle of training, brother. I'm just listening to the show.
All right, champ. All right. That's because I was thinking of Brandon. He was before you, and then you popped in. That's what happened. Brandon in Cincinnati. What up?
Hey, whole nother time zone. Jumped up for back with our mind on. Can't play when you here, get your life stole. If you bring it here, then the price grow. From jabbing and punching the line long. I drop a pigeon, let 9 go. We slap with the fake glass and white go. This only happens in Ohio.
Yo, Ness, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what's going on, fellas? Top of the morning. I hear you got a young lady on the panel. Did I hear correctly your name, Micah from Detroit?
Yeah, Micah. Yep, Micah K from Detroit.
Oh, wow, that's crazy coincidence. My ex-girlfriend in high school, her name was Micah, and she was from Detroit, too, so that's crazy. Shout out to her, and shout out to you. I think I speak on behalf of the whole TVG. We appreciate you, coming on and having you on the panel. As far as the topic, yeah, I think Edgar Berlanga and Kissimmee is, I think that's the spot. Like Ness said, I think Orlando has a bigger Puerto Rican population. I know Miami is mostly Cuban, so I think Kissimmee might be a better spot. As far as Demond Nicholson, yeah, I think Demond makes it out in the first round. I seen Demond when he fought Jesse Hart, and like Cornflake said, he either dropped Jesse or he definitely had Jesse wobble a couple of times in that fight. So he does have some pop. So if Edgar comes in there, a little too anxious, he's more than capable of clipping Edgar. So I do think he makes it out of the first round. I do think he does get eventually stopped, though. But that's my opinion on it. Yeah, I think they're kissing me, and I think it goes past the first. Other than that, fellas, have a great day. And Micah, don't be a stranger. So y'all have a good one, man.
All right.
Thank you.
We got Coach J-Mac in Dallas. What's up?
So you hating?
I'm that guy. What you want to bet on? Bet 100,000 on that. Let's bet $1 million. You getting that money, right? Easy. Let's bet $1 million easy. And I for the bread. When I him, y'all gonna say he was too weak on my life.
Okay, bow down, bitches. I'm about to handle business. I'ma teach you all a lesson. This'll only take a minute. Got a part and all this passion in my blood. Niggas hating just because. Think about it. Everybody love Bud. J-Mac, where you at? Where you at? All these niggas hating on me. Shit is whack. Shit is whack. So efficient with it. Don't check the stats. Hey, I'm out here trying to get it. I only got a minute. Get ready for the back attack.
Yo, can you hear me?
Morning.
Hey, good morning. Shout out to the new co-host. Definitely bring some interest to the show because I got tired of going back and forth with these widows. And I hope you can stay consistent. Definitely looking forward to going back and testing your boxing knowledge. As far as the fight being in Miami, for Edgar, whatever builds his stardom, put it wherever it need to be at, if it's in Miami or whatever, could get him his the audience or continue building his stardom. As far as the fight against I'm working, so I'm a little out of breath too. As far as the fight, if the dude can take Jesse Hart and challenge Jesse Hart, I'm gonna bet that he can get out that first round with Edgar. And this might be one of his toughest challenges since what have you, because Edgar does got that Adonis Stevenson effect for his power, and we want to just see how well it holds up against challenge after challenge. And when he level up and start fighting guys, that's gonna give more adversity. That's my call though.
All right. Lids low, the ringer. What's going on? Good morning.
Get your ass in the ring and swing, man.
BoxingVoice.com.
Hey, Daddy.
Boxing thinking man's game.
This is $1
Skill. Up here. You gotta be out thinking motherfucker. That's what
BoxingVoice.com.
Me, what's happening?
What up?
Man, everything kosher this way. I said hey to everybody. What's up, everybody?
Hey.
Yeah, wake y'all ass up. That's what's happening. Hey, yeah, I think that shit should be in Kissimmee though. I spent a couple months down there in Orlando, and when I tell you it's Latino Central, you hear me? So I think they should take that shit to Kissimmee. It'd be a great look, man. Great look. Shout out to everybody. I'm keep it short, man. I'm busy at work today. Y'all be easy, man.
Hold on. Does he go past the first, or is this another first rounder?
You know what? I'm gonna say it's another first rounder. I really think so. Like that Edgar dude, he ain't for play, bro. He dead ass. I think gonna be another first rounder.
All right. Well, we going out to Hamilton, Canada. Natural Wiz. Buenos dias.
Wiz Kid, what up?
Well, what up? It's Wiz. You know what it is. I don't know much about this guy, but I have a feeling it's gonna go into the second round. Um, but I don't know this guy. I don't know. Ness, you know anything about this guy? Do you think he might make it past?
I mean, yeah, we interviewed him, man. He's been in there with some decent opposition. Some he's failed at, some he's been able to get the win. I think, look, if we're looking for someone to go past one, I mean, I'm hoping this guy could go past one, but he's also shown, that he could be knocked out already.
Everybody focus on that fight.
Damn. Okay. Well, no, because I was betting on it, right? So I'm gonna go with. If you're gonna go on a bet, then okay. You're saying that you're confident that he'll at least make it, but you're not too sure. So, make it 17, 18, and 0. That's my call.
All right. We're going to keep the phone lines moving. Remember, if you want to call in and you want to voice your opinion, you know the number to do so is 1-425-569-5241. Don't forget, you can also add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation. We got a super chat from Malato that says, give my boomerang to anyone. We going out to Maldonado in New York City. What's going on, champ?
What's up?
What he done to the boxing world to be number one in the junior weight division?
Carlo don't know shit. Peter Fire don't know shit. The master don't know shit. I know it. I know everything with God.
Maldonado. Oh shit, wrong one.
You already know I had to call in today, man. You know, we finally talking about a future superstar Boricua fighter. I hope Edgar Berlanga turns out to be everything that he's projected to be. As far as the guy that he's fighting, I don't really know who he is. I actually hope it goes a few rounds because I want to see where Berlanga's skill set is at. But the fight that I really would like to see would be him and Chavez Jr. because I know Chavez Jr. could take a punch, but he would probably quit after 3 rounds. But they shouldn't rush Berlanga and try to put him in there with Canelo because that's going to be bad, But we got to see how it plays out.
By rush, what do you mean rush, right? Like, what do you mean by rush?
By rush, I mean, he's not ready to fight Canelo. They shouldn't do that,
But when is he not ready? When is he not ready?
He's not ready right now, and he's not ready with a few fights.
Well, right now he's got a fight scheduled. What about after this fight?
No way. That could ruin him, bro. That could ruin him. Remember what happened to Fernando?
It ain't ruined Canelo to get in there early with Floyd, right? Huh? Man, we lost him. All right, we're going out to Stick Talk Boxing. Talk to me. What up?
What up? Miss, what's your name again, lady? Queen Micah? How you doing?
Queen Micah K.
Queen Micah K. All right, doing me.
Yes.
What
you say?
Yo, Ness, real quick. Edgar Berlanga's the goods. I got the inside scoop on him. He's he could really box outside of that power. I wouldn't throw him in there with Canelo after this fight. I'd still move him along carefully, but I put him in anybody else in the top 5 to 10 of the 168 division. Get him about 3-4 more fights, and he'll be ready for Canelo. And he just might beat him too. He's that good of a boxer. But that's my call. I don't want nothing. Keep it up.
I mean, 3 more fights. I guess that's not like a long time to wait. But my thing is, if Canelo offers you a fight, you got to jump on that. You really can't wait. Like, I don't like what Keller Plant did. I don't like
It's like, yo, I just won the lottery, but here you go, Ness.
And let's be real.
So y'all think that who was that was just calling in? I couldn't hear all the way. Stick Talk Boxing.
Yeah.
As far as Ness, so you think that with Canelo and Edgar Berlanga, you think Edgar Berlanga would be ready to fight Canelo? I know you said he fought Canelo. Canelo fought Floyd when he was, young in his prime. Canelo was like 23, but Canelo is a different type of animal with a different type of skill set. We still haven't seen all the Edgar skill set yet. We just seen the knockout. So you feel that it doesn't matter the age with Edgar?
Not that it doesn't matter, Micah. It's just that if Canelo comes knocking, you answer. And I think that Berlanga has enough popularity that the only concession he needs to ask for is a rematch clause. Cause then you're good. Like, it's a rivalry. Like, it won't even matter if he lost. Like, if he loses like Maidana lost to Floyd, you still might get a second pay-per-view. You might be Maidana. You understand? And what if Canelo tells him, like, you ain't wearing those gloves because you a puncher like Floyd told Canelo, or Maidana rather. You know what I mean? So I just think because of where he's at, right, in the boxing world, if you could get that fight, you might as well get it. You might as well get it. Who cares if you lost? You lost to Canelo. It ain't like I'm going to say you a bum because you lost to Canelo. Callum just lost to Canelo. We expecting Yeardom to lose to Canelo. Billy Joe might lose to Canelo. None of them dudes is bums. Like, you better take your shot. Don't get me wrong.
That's that retirement shot.
I ain't saying his retirement, but I'm saying he can milk it. What if he get lucky and hit Canelo with an equilibrium shot, and now he got that rematch clause, man? His life changed. Look at what happened to Bradley. Bradley was not expected to beat Pacquiao. Regardless if you thought it was a robbery, you thought he won. He wasn't expected, and guess what happened? $5 million for that fight. $8 million for the next one, and I ain't even Google the third. So
yeah, I mean, retirement as far as like the guys that are already had several fights, they're already been in their careers for years. I know Berlanga loses to this guy, he doesn't have to retire, but the money that you make with a Canelo ticket, man, it's retirement money. He can come back from that. I mean, we've seen guys come back from worse, and that's just on the team, man, and what they believe. Yeah, he's 23, right, Berlanga?
Yeah, so if he fights Canelo next, he'll be under the age of 25. Already be with retirement money, man.
Retirement money. So
it's 5 years solid to go.
I mean, and again, it all depends on what. There's a lot of people around him, and a lot of good people, I believe, trying to direct him towards stardom, which I think he's there already. Obviously, not with the likes of Canelo, but bringing him, up in a fast pace like that, straight to Canelo, it would have to be something very, very well thought out all across the board. Not just thinking about the money, but across the whole board on what's next, what does it do now, does it affect? This is a few things to think about, but the money is there, man. When Caleb Plant did turn that down, I mean, it was strategic. Caleb came on here, told us why and how he felt, but once it's gone, it might not come back, or.
Yeah, I want to know why people saying he would ruin them. Like, is Callum Smith ruined? Is any Canelo opponent ruined though? Like, which one did he ruin? Which one is retired now that I don't remember and shit? Like, who fought Canelo and it's over? Like, what the
is
fuck
that
is y'all
sad
talking
face?
about,
Is that sad moment? I think there. I mean, look, ruin him like, oh, he can't fight no more. Hell no. But
Callum
I mean, like,
Smith,
yeah,
let's just go down the line, bro. Callum Smith is not ruined, but he doesn't have a fight schedule. Sergey did have a fight schedule tested positive. Daniel Jacobs is far from ruined. Rocky Fielding, I mean, he fought after Canelo, right?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah. He fought
Did
after Canelo, yeah. Gennady Golovkin also not ruined. On the tail end of his career, but not ruined. Fucking Chavez still making paydays out here. The only dude that he ruined was James Kirkland. I agree with
everybody thought that Loma was gonna ruin my paisan Teofimo Lopez, and it didn't happen.
Didn't James fight after though? James fought after Canelo.
Yeah,
he knocked
did.
out.
He did, but he was getting his ass beat after Canelo. That's the thing. He's never been the same after Canelo. That's the only dude he ruined. He didn't ruin Amir Khan. Amir Khan went on to make like $14 million after that fight. And that was guaranteed money.
Did he look the same before he fought Canelo?
He beat Billy Dib. Amir Khan at least beat Billy Dib after losing to Canelo. That's a former champion.
But I see what Ness is saying, but I would still like to see what Edgar, just a couple more, because when you're dealing with Canelo, we talking about a beast, somebody that, the skill set is just so crazy. He gonna go in there. He could possibly, like I said, with his power and stuff like that, we might see something different that we've never seen from Edgar Berlanga, because boxing is that so unpredictable. But at the end of the day, when you're dealing with a master at his craft with Canelo, I would like to see a little bit more from Edgar to see, can he really, as far as go a few more rounds and things like that. And even like how you guys touched on Caleb Plant, you know what I'm saying? Caleb, I wanted to call in during that show with the Truex show. I wasn't able to. With Caleb, to me, he did good. Yes, I know when Ness was saying Truex has really been knocked down, but I wasn't as impressed with Caleb as I thought I was going to be with that fight. So I do definitely believe, even with Caleb, can he really go in there and really get the job done against a Canelo?
Let me get your thoughts on Jamal Charlo. Can he beat Canelo? There seems to be a campaign for him on the internet. Certain people believe he's the guy that can beat Canelo.
I'm gonna be honest, because I do love the twins. I am pro the Charlo brothers, but in my honest opinion, yes, he could beat him, but I don't see anybody really beating Canelo. I really don't see it right now, but he could. If I had to pick one person, maybe, depending on, because of Jamal's skill set with his quickness, athleticism, the stamina is there. And certain things I see he can utilize the jab. I actually like Mel's skill set a little bit better than Jamal, but I know, of course, they're not in the same weight class. But getting back to your point, it could possibly, I have to go back in, I like to re-look at certain fights and then see again, but it's going to be hard for anybody to beat Canelo. That's just my opinion.
Thoughts on Demetrius Andrade?
Andrade, I haven't seen as much. He's a little wild to me. Sometimes when he throw, he's good. He's aggressive.
I like that you said that, because I think he wild as hell.
He a little wild, just like, because see what I should have did even with the Burchelt versus Oscar Valdez fight. I should have looked back at Burchelt. The key thing that I always look for, I'm kind of giving y'all my little secrets. Everybody got their stuff that they look for, but of course it don't matter. But the queen is telling you, as far as like with the defense. See, the point with Burchelt is he leaves himself open too much. And what I'm getting back with even Demetrius is he leave himself open. I feel like, listen, I don't know how you going to get the job done if your defense is not up to par where it needs to be, especially if you're going up against a beast and Canelo. Once again, defense and IQ with Canelo and just adjustments is through the roof. I've never seen anything like it as far as the defensive skill set.
Whoa, you never seen that like it? What about Terrence Bud Crawford?
Yeah, Terrence is there, but for me, my two top people, which I did a video on, is Canelo and Shakur Stevenson. Of course, Shakur got time.
Come on, Micah. Micah. What's the name of that video? You said, of course, I did a name of a video on my two top fighters. It's called, and it's on my YouTube channel.
Sorry, that was the New Year's wrap up edition where I covered boxing, my favorite boxers who I feel like has.
And where can we find that?
On Afternoon Sports Slay.
All right, on YouTube.
Yep, on YouTube. I'm sorry, I gotta make sure I plug in my stuff properly. Thank you. Yep, yeah. It's on YouTube. Go to Afternoon Space Sports Slay, because some of y'all put everything together. No, it's not Afternoon Sports Slay together. It's Afternoon Space, then Sports, then Slay, and it should pop right up. But I love Terrence Bud Crawford. I know it's a lot of people. When I'm from Detroit, some people when I'm talking to certain men and stuff like that, they say, "Oh, Canelo this, Canelo that." But I gotta go with my eye test. We're not talking about outside of the ring. We're not talking about politics. I'm talking about mainly my eye test. What I see with Canelo, I see that he's that great.
I didn't know you was this like on it. Honestly, like I love that you can see. This is what I ask these callers to do. Separate the bullshit, man. What does your eyes see? Like, don't talk to me about politics and dollar sign. Skills, man. The people he fighting versus the people other people fighting. Yo, I don't know if y'all know, but it just came out. I ain't do a show on it because it's like, you know, Beterbiev he's contesting it. He's saying, I never received an offer. But yeah, you the fighter. You ain't supposed to receive a motherfucking offer. It's your peoples that receive the offer. And if they like it, they gonna tell you about it. If it's a low ball offer or something they feel they can negotiate, they gonna start going back and forth. And first of all, talk to your peoples, because if any offers come through from Canelo and he out here saying he sent you off, he ain't fucking lying. He sent everybody an offer. Well, he gonna lie about, all of a sudden he gonna lie about Beterbiev. No, sir. That's your team not letting you know of opportunities because they knew that the same shit Ness been saying for almost 2 years now. Your chin is suspect. Canelo would seat your ass. I mean, he would give you a seat at the front row. Believe me, you sitting down if you fight Canelo. But y'all seen that, right? He sent Beterbiev an offer before Kovalev. You know, people hated on him for knocking out Kovalev. He sent one before Kovalev, bruh. That's not impressive to y'all? No?
Wow. I don't even know what to say, man, because Beterbiev looked at as like the dog at one, as like that big power puncher. He stopped Ghostvic, who kind of put, what's his name, Adonis Stevenson, fellow Canadian, you know what I mean, in the hospital for a little bit. So him turning down a fight with Canelo says a lot, man. Says a lot. Says a lot that Canelo is looked at as to be that monster, or he just wasn't prepared at the time to take the fight. Who knows?
Yo, it was funny because he said when he was looking for a fight at 175, they sent Beterbiev an offer and his team said no. So Beterbiev is on his Instagram and he talking about, oh, I never received the offer for Canelo. I would have took it. And, you know, he put that right here. But now, Kevin Iole is the one that leaked the audio for Wilder. Last time y'all thought he was lying, you see what he did. So don't try to say he lying now because it's your favorite fighter, Artur Beterbiev. But you see right here, I'm screen sharing Kevin Iole's tweet. Spoke to Canelo today. He told me that when they were looking to win a title at 175, ultimately fought Kovalev, his team had approached Artur Beterbiev about a fight. Beterbiev had something else lined up, Canelo said. So not only is that him coming at the biggest, baddest 175 pound, there's also him trying to at the time still with Golden Boy. Remember that Kovalev fight was still with Golden Boy. Him at the time with Golden Boy was trying to make a fight with, the Cold War got started between Oscar and Bob Arum. So that was impressive. But this is Beterbiev where he put his translation. He says, we haven't received any offers from Canelo's team. Saul, if you are interested in this fight, let us know. We are in touch. But yeah, come on, dog. You talking like fucking 8 months later. You know what I'm saying? We've been beat Kovalev. Stop. You out here talking now after, you had your shot. You had your shot. You know what I'm saying? You didn't take it. You know what I'm saying? And I know why. James fucking Page. That's why. James Page dropped his ass. None of us know James Page except for the people to watch that Showbox fight. And we all know if James could do it, fuck, Canelo gonna keep you seated. And
I got a bad feeling about this.
Someone else put him down, didn't they? Someone else put Beterbiev down.
Then Vacek put him down.
Somebody sat his ass down. I'm trying to tell you.
Got knocked out in that fight, then he got up and KO'd him.
I don't care about getting up. Trinidad did that all day. All we trying to show is that you are vulnerable. Your chin is vulnerable. And yeah, you getting up from James Page and Vazek. Is you gonna get up from Canelo? Is you? Yeah. And he out here fighting Adam Denies or Denies. Let's deny that fight. Why you fighting him? Who the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, all these tough guys out here, and it's like Canelo getting shit for Yidam. I'll wear all the shows for Beterbiev, the unified champ facing Adam the Nice. Like, come on, man. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Lot of hatred, man. Lot of hatred. But I'm glad that, he put that out there, man. I'm glad that the world knows he was willing to fight Beterbiev, because I'm telling you, he's vulnerable, man. He's vulnerable. People don't think so, but he is, man. They need to jump on that fight. I know it's a tough fight because he hit hard. He hit hard, man. But that's and this is what I'm saying. Let's talk about creating our own lane, right? I think Canelo beats Beterbiev, right? I've been saying that for a long fucking time. Where are all these Charlo fans? Why they ain't souping him up to jump up to 75 and do it? I mean, Canelo moved from 60 to 75, right? Or was it 68? Did he beat Callum first and then fight Sergey? How'd that go? I don't even know. No, he beat Sergey first, so he went from 60 to 6. Or did he go from 68? Did he fight?
You beat Sergey first, then beat Callum.
Let me check this resume. Let me check. So he was at Jacobs at 60. So he moved up 2 divisions to fight Kovalev. That cannot be denied. He moved up 2. So I'm asking Charlo, since he don't want to fight Benavidez, he want a vaccine for Benavidez. I want Charlo to move up and beat up Beterbiev. I think he can do it. Why? Because I think Canelo can do it. And people think Charlo's on his level. Do y'all see Charlo being able to beat Artur Beterbiev? Should he move up and challenge a 2 belt champion who's unified? And do you think even Top Rank would make that though? Like, would they be like, oh yeah, he's a big enough name to put our Russian in a cross promotion fight? Because it is Top Rank at the end of the day, man.
I think it's a dangerous fight for both. It's a dangerous fight for both. I think even business wise too, right? I mean, that loss can put you down a couple of slots, to what you might be waiting for or hoping to get. Can Charlo beat him? Hell yeah, man. Charlo's a hell of a great counter puncher at times, depending on what style he's facing, right? And if you're gonna give Canelo his flowers, yeah, I'm gonna give Charlo his flowers too, man. He could definitely get in there and possibly knock down or stop Artur Beterbiev because of what we've seen, right? He's been clipped by guys that haven't had the KO streak or not as harder hitters as him, and I think that any well-connected shot, man, can put any of these guys down. Artur Beterbiev though, man, even though we're leaning on Charlo right now, Beterbiev is dangerous, man. He's dangerous. He could hurt you with both hands, and his conditioning is.
It's like, the hairs on his chinny chin though, man. It's the hairs on his chinny chin. Are they durable, man? That's the question.
Stylistically, it'd be a great fight with Charlo. Because the conditioning that Beterbiev shows, man, is excellent. I mean, he's able to be. He's able to, right? Power punches.
It's unreal. I don't know, like Ness. I hear you with the chin stuff, but like you really overlooking Beterbiev, man. At 175, a big dude. That's me. You really like. I get it. Like his chin might be a little suspect, but yo, that dude is nothing to play with, man. He's not.
It's scary, and he got quickness to be that big. It's crazy how he can move in the ring. I like Charlo taking that one, but still, I don't know.
Look at the machine, right? Jeff Page, I watched that fight. He dropped Beterbiev. It's not on BoxRec. That's the machine at work, man. Go watch the fight. Don't be fooled by the hype, man. I'm telling y'all.
Who you say? By who?
Jeff Page. And watch the
okay.
Wasn't it oh no, that's Callum Johnson. Watch that Callum Johnson fight. Johnson fight. To me, no bullshit until he prove it different. Callum Johnson, domestic level fighter. Watch that fight. That shit only went 4 rounds, but watch that shit. Johnson put some heat on his ass. You know what I'm saying? Put some heat on him. And I'm talking about lesser men. No disrespect to them, but they not Canelo. That's what I'm saying. Like, y'all watching lesser men put hands on him. That's all. He dropping lesser men. He knocking out lesser men, but he also getting dropped and hit by those lesser men.
Let's hit him with the super chat. Luminous P says he beat that UK dude at 168 before he went to 175.
Yo, B. Paulie said, I don't see the machine behind Canelo. Man, Canelo out here winning his fights. He don't need no judges. He don't need none of that shit. Has there been some suspect judges? Yeah, but he out here winning his fights. And
he said Canelo is the machine.
And his resume don't got no Adam Denies on it, you know what I'm saying? Or Denise, or, whatever the fuck my man name is, Avina Yeardom is more known than Adam, you know what I mean? This is what I'm talking about. Again, who is Jeff Page? You know, who is this Sorio Rananio Priato? Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Canelo will shit these dudes out in one sitting, man. You kidding me? I want this fight. I want this fight because I'm already telling Charlo to do it. I know that ain't gonna happen. So Canelo need to take this shit. He need to take that belt. If Plant, when he sent Plant or Billy Joe that offer, if they don't want it, jump upstairs, man. Take that shit. Take that.
Skips. We got boxing expert speaking of Canelo. Says, shout out to the new host. You just put a target on your back. Expect all these Bud goons and Charlito cheering squad to call back. Laughing my ass off. King Nello coming.
No, I mean, I got love for everybody. I try to be balanced. So, I like Canelo. Like I said, I go by what my eyes see. Yes, it's certain people that I have my favorites, but I try to be as balanced as possible. I love Bud. It's certain things I see in every fighter or whatever. But I do have my faves. But listen, I'm good. Whoever want it can get it. Boss up and get this work all day, every day.
So the next super chat is from someone thinking they was right, but they ain't use BoxRec. Luminous P says he beat the UK dude at 168 before he went to 175. Negative. BoxRec says Daniel Jacobs, Sergey Kovalev. You know what I'm saying? So it was Fielding, then Jacobs. So my man did go back down to 160 and move up to 75 for that fight. So, yeah. That's how it actually went. We do got a few people on the line. Looks like Coach J-Mac has a boomerang.
Well, hold on. Before we do that, can we get to this super chat?
But yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Jada Real came in with a super chat that says, Canelo might beat them all. Just fight them.
He could only fight one at a time. Should we again compare resumes, Ja? The not so real? You want to compare. How about whoever you want Canelo to face next? Let's read off their last 5 names. Let's see who sounds like a fucking a one for all and who sounds like a championship resume. That's all. But anyway, we got counterpunch from Coach J Matt Dallas. What up?
Triple combo.
J-Mac. J-Mac, you gotta unmute.
Yo, can you hear me?
We hear you.
Yo, I got 2 of them. That's
okay.
I'm responding to the lady that just the one that just told on herself, and I'm about to boss up. Okay. All these levels of Canelo, I admit he looks very good, but I see he's only against a certain style of fighter that's limited to certain things. There's a reason why Canelo's on a lot of pound for pound lists is not nominated number 1. At least the guys that's recorded like on ESPN who has a opinion about the guy, and Bud. And there's a reason why Bud is put on the pound for pound list. But I really call back to say Demetrius and Andrade is wild. Okay. I'm not going to say how long you've been watching boxing because I don't want to insult you, but obviously you haven't watched him long enough because that wild man, for some reason, is avoided by most. He's been in weight classes around Canelo. Canelo has chosen not to fight him at 160, and I'm sure if he moved up to 168 and got that belt from Billy Joe Saunders, he would continue avoiding him. So he's really avoiding the wild guy. I don't predict it and see it that way. I think Demetrius Andrade is one of the guys that's capable of beating him because he will reset and time the shit out of Canelo with them wild ass punches that you say that's not accurate, and Canelo don't have the footwork to keep up with a slick fighter that could go in and out, jab around him.
I'm not saying Demetrius Andrade is a good fighter. But once again, I'm going based off his last fight. You know what? And I just watched his last fight just a while back. I'm saying sometimes he leaves himself open. Yes, he has some form of accuracy. Don't get me wrong. He is nice with it. But I'm saying as far as when you compare Canelo versus Demetrius, I'm going to take Canelo. And for the one person who said I think Canelo is perfect, no, I'm not saying that he is perfect. if you listen to me closely, I said Jamal could definitely possibly beat Canelo. So I'm not just going, I just said I'm trying to be fair across the board, but I can only go with what my eyes see. And as far as you saying, okay, well, he didn't face, we don't know I don't know what this man does behind the scenes as far as politics. Some of you saying, well, Canelo didn't face this person, didn't face. I don't know that for sure. I don't know the evidence. You're going to have to give me proof. Where's the proof as far as, okay, Canelo dodged this person and that person? And I understand what you guys are saying. It does seem like, Canelo should be taking certain fights that we would want to see him, okay? But I'm not taking anything away from Demetrius. I'm just saying what I saw sometimes when he throws certain punches, he leaves himself open because of certain punches he thrown. That's all.
And that's facts.
I mean, he was a little unorthodox the last couple fights, I think, right? Especially the last one. He was just kind of like, I don't know, maybe he was playing with his food. Who knows, right? But he did look a little bit like that. And going back to what J-Mac was saying, I guess, if you go back the line and you start to really see what his skill set is just, being able to hit and not get hit. That's what Andrade does. I mean, Canelo's always looking for partners that are willing to make the fights that are going to be talked about. And, that can be used as an excuse to avoid certain styles. I get where you're coming from, J-Mac. You know what I'm saying?
But what style is he avoiding?
The Lara style. The slick.
But he fought Laura.
No, well, that's what I would say. I mean, he fought
He
Laura.
fought
But
Trout,
after
Laura,
Laura,
brother,
you don't see that style.
It's a lie. It's a lie. He's fought 4 slick black fighters. Laura, Trout, Mayweather, and Daniel Jacobs. Like, I don't get this mentality that Canelo has to be the Santa Claus of boxing. Why don't Charlo go fight Jacobs? Why don't he go fight Demetrius Andrade? Oh, that's right, because they all friends. We friends. That's my boy. Like, Canelo can't be friends with nobody. The minute he says, I'm not fighting a Mexican, you got Mr. PBC calling in here, calling him Mr. Ochada because of that. But everyone else can say, that's my boy. Broner can tell you everyone in every division is his boy. Andrade and Jacobs, they boys. Like, what the fuck is going on here, man? It's such bullshit, man. Y'all got to stop. But we got J-Mac with another one.
I got Ness. Give me 2. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Give me 2. So that's 20. As far as evidence, I can only go to it. I remember once upon a time when Demetrius Andrade was a WBO champion at 154. He had a belt. He got stripped due to his activity, which happens in boxing. He had promotion issues. He fell through with the Rock Nation deal, and so he had a lot of stuff going on. Mr. Canelo had no interest because he was fighting his fat ass at 155 because he was trying to hide in between the weight class instead of moving up to 160. He sat in between the weight class and created a weight class of 155. And as soon as Demetrius Andrade was stripped of the belt, guess who he fight? The Liam Smith, one of the brothers, and he have interest in getting the WBO. When he could have stepped in the ring and fought a Demetrius Andrade, whether you want to accept it or not, or what have you, Mr. Wild Man, Mr. who was playing with his food in the last fight. Y'all can critique his wild ass all you want to, but nobody wants to fight him. Even them damn cholos running around here. They want to fight outside the ring, but they don't want to get in that ring with him. They got a lot of energy for him. He pulling up on him at the press conference. He calling Canelo a bitch and what have you. Canelo responds to none of that. And the cholos, they mad at him because they still mad, and Big Mom mad because he mad at the little he fell through the fight with the little brother because of the Rock Nation shit and stuff like that. So y'all can make all the excuses you want to. The guy is a 2-weight class champion, and he's being avoided. The guy that came on this show, the fight making it told Ness to his face that the guy is being avoided, and it's still.
I hear you, man. I hear you, but the bottom line is, Andrade has to do something. 2 weight classes, and it's probably 2 vacant titles, 2 dudes you never heard of. You know what I mean? There's nothing memorable there, It's not to disrespect him, but there's nothing memorable there. His biggest win is Willie Nelson, maybe? Willie Nelson, not Monroe. Like, you know, we could say whatever we want, but the truth is the truth. You know, you can't sit around half of your career waiting for Canelo. When he called Canelo a bitch, it's on my interview. His publicist asked me to take it down. I have not. Go look at what year he said that. Like, you still waiting. He's out here waiting, fighting nobody. To like nobody, and it's not his fault. We know he was supposed to fight Billy Joe. We know that.
I think that's why Mac says that he's so avoided. You know, he's
not,
probably had the opportunity,
but he's not avoided. He's not avoided. He fought for nobodies. The biggest nobody was Louis Kubaseris. At least he had a name. Those other dudes, the dude he won his time. Who the fuck is Akinwande? Luke Keeler. Man, stop it. You capping, man. You can't. I'm not lying for Canelo. The names are on his resume. And for the people that saying, for people that saying, oh, he lost to Laura and Floyd. Okay, he lost to Laura and Floyd, but he fought them. He ain't out here telling you I ain't fighting them because we had a deal with my little brother and he didn't fight him. So now none of us are ever fighting them. He ain't out here telling you that. You know what I'm saying? But you defending other people. Like, it just don't make no fucking sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Charlo's last 5 fights are straight basura. The best one is Brian Adams and Derevyanchenko. One dude coming off a loss, another dude moving up. Like, stop lying for these dudes. They do not give you no money to super chat or counterpunch. They not paying nothing for you. You wasting money for them to defend them with lies. Like, she ain't lying. My man was wild as fuck. No trainer. You are Coach J-Mac. Won't you call back in as a coach and tell us that his fucking head wasn't over his front foot in the Luke Keeler fight? Or that those shots wasn't coming from fucking Haiti. You know what I'm saying? Like, my man, get the fuck out of here. Or remove the name coach from your name. You can't tell me that dude that fought Luke Keeler. And wasn't it Luke Keeler and Kubaseris right behind? Like, his last 2 fights do not say he's on the level of Canelo. Not the way he's fighting. Not the way he got his dreads swinging all over the place because he too wild. She hit it right on the nail. My man is wild, man. He's wild.
Yeah, he went 12 rounds with
whoever says
Sulecki.
That he's not, y'all not watching boxing, man. Y'all just want to debate.
He did go to 12 rounds with Sulecki. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but, you know, it just gives you an insight of I mean, look, he's there to hit and not get hit, man. Sometimes they take long. These fights are long and frustrating for certain types of styles.
Sulecki is a good win because it's a common opponent with Jacobs, his friend, that he can't fight.
Who's his friend?
Jacobs.
Andrade and Jacobs. They're friends and they can't fight. Dre used to train Jacobs and used to train Andrade at one point, you know. And Charlo can't fight Andre because, you know, they had failed negotiations 10 years ago.
Look, you gotta. I mean, I'm pretty sure J-Mac understands that he did look wild, right? I think that he's just trying to say that, you know, don't hold him, you know, all in that one fight of what he is. You know, I think that.
But
Demetrius
he looked wild
really
in the Akakov fight, and he ain't stopped Akakov, and Wolverine just was stopped by a quote unquote lesser man. Why you ain't stopped Wolverine? But we got other people stopping Wolverine. He just got stopped. Falco stopped him. A Brazilian that nobody knows. But you, Demetrius Andrade, 2-time champ. The world thinks you could beat Canelo. You ain't out here stopping Wolverine.
We got a couple super chats I want to get to. I'm not sure if we read the Count Drago one. Did we read the
No. Start at Count Drago or Maloto actually. Start at Maloto. It's right above him.
Yeah, definitely. I got the Maloto one right here. So shout out to Maloto with his $4.99 super chat. He says, I think Andrade comes the closest to beating Canelo. I think a fight with Edgar and Canelo ends up like Wilder Fury 2.
I think Andrade comes the closest. Based on what? Styles? Wild style? Drunken Master style? What is it?
Count Drago with a $5 super chat says Canelo will take that fight after Billy Joe Saunders and after Beterbiev unifies against Smith and Bivol. 168, too interesting right now. Moves back to 175 for undisputed.
Why we ain't? Why you read that wrong? You read that wrong. That he said Charlo will take that fight. That don't say Canelo. He think Charlo could beat Beterbiev and be undisputed.
Yo, he just made me stare at Canelo very hard.
I'm just saying.
I'm like, yo.
I'm just saying. Cause think about it. Think about it. That bum Canelo who cherry picks. Now he got to go undisputed 175 too. When these other motherfuckers gonna do something? Let me know that. Let me know that. So unifying is only good for Earl because he allegedly, and I'm using air quotes, ducking Crawford. So, Earl don't want a strap season. What about Charlo? Why they don't call him with that energy? When he gonna strap season? When he gonna get some unifications in like his little brother? I thought he was big Charlo. When y'all gonna put some pressure on everybody and not just fucking, Wilder and Canelo? Let me know. I just want to know, man.
Heavy lies the crown, sort of thing.
I just want to know,
JC
man.
with another super chat that says Andrade needs to earn that fight like Yildirim.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. At least Yildirim out here fighting real names. He fought who? Who he fought? Anthony Durrell? Who else he fought? Chris Eubank Jr., right? I mean, he fighting real names. Eubank at least won a fucking IBO title. I just want names. I don't see Yildirim fighting Akinwande, man. I don't see Luke Keeler, man. I don't see that.
Akinwande.
So Big Nick come back with a super chat that says Canelo beats everyone from 60, 68. Bivol is a problem.
Problem.
Yeah,
he got. You know what Bivol's problem is? Bivol's problem is he can't get a fight. Bivol's problem is he's inactive. Bivol's problem is he signed a Matchroom in Dazn. The fuck is Bivol?
Yo, he has been.
Matter of fact,
for a guy like his status.
Who knows Bivol's last opponent? Go ahead, without box rate. Who knows who Bivol
I'm not
fought?
telling you nothing.
Matter of fact, who knows Bivol's last two
Lenin
opponents?
Castillo.
Look
Remember that shit when
my
they fought?
Dominican brethren. Shout out to my Dominican brethren, Lenny Castillo. But come on, man, give me a break. Matchroom out there giving straight fucking tasty cake fights for these dudes, man. It's desserts, man. All these dudes got signed for dessert.
Coach Myers back with another super chat. He says Canelo will sleep Edgar in 1 round, bro. #levels. Stop disrespecting Canelo.
Oh, I'm not disrespecting Canelo. I'm just showing you that Edgar has the possibility of putting himself in a financial situation sheerly based off popularity and projection. Because he hasn't done numbers, but I'm pretty sure his team is projecting him.
Coach Myers said the first round. Stop it.
Yeah, I never said that he would beat Canelo at all. I'm saying he can get a fight easier than these other dudes because he brings what these other dudes don't, right? So J-Mac spoke about that. He like, it's funny how after Demetrius vacated the title, he fought Liam. I wonder why. I bet you J-Mac don't know that fucking Liam and Canelo did what? 50,000 tickets in Texas? I bet you J-Mac is also going to say he don't know and he don't care that Canelo and Liam did 345,000 pay-per-views. Ain't that more than Tank, Charlo? And I bet you J-Mac won't tell you the Charlos were both on the same pay-per-view and only did 120, right? But Liam and Canelo somehow did 325. That's why the fuck you don't get picked, because you can't sell. You can't sell. Don't nobody want to just fight in front of you and your grandmother. We need more than that. We need you to sell tickets, man. We need you to sell tickets. What did that man just come on here and say? I was considered a ticket seller, so I was privileged. When you are privileged, that means you get what's coming to you. You ain't selling no fucking tickets. I was in Rhode Island. J-Mac was not. You motherfuckers don't even go meet your favorite fighter. I was in Rhode Island. I was there for the press conference when he was going to fight Billy Joe. And I was there for the fucking replacement opponent when Billy Joe wasn't there. Y'all wasn't there supporting this great fighter.
Listen, this beyond me.
Motherfucker, a great fighter. He still got 99,000 followers on Instagram. Where the fuck his followers at? Where y'all at, man? Where
There,
y'all
y'all
at?
took Ness is steering the boat towards
Where
social
y'all at,
media.
man?
It's
Where
over.
y'all at? Where y'all at? Where
Joseph
y'all at?
Supermax Rodriguez back with a super
No,
chat.
CYP. Yeardom don't sell. Just like fucking crab and lobster doesn't. Fuck is he talking about?
Joseph Super Chat says, and remember when WBC rules state if you win a vacant title, you must immediately fight the Mando, and that's why he's fighting Saturday.
Yo, don't even bring up the rules because they're going to be mad about the franchise. We know the rules work when they work and they don't when they don't, man. IBF, man. If you want a mandatory, get in the IBF route and you won't have that situation. You know what I'm saying? You won't have that situation. Yeah, we all know what that wish is. That wish is that their favorite fighter do some fucking numbers, man. That's what the wish is.
Cannabis Cove with a super chat that says these dudes' favorite fighters have garbage resumes.
Basura, B. Oh, basura. You know, at least Charlo's is defendable with Julian Williams, who went on to become a unified champion. Austin Trout, that was a former champ. You know what I mean? Then you slide into Brandon Adams moving up, and Derevyanchenko off of the 2 losses, his greatest fight with Triple G right before that. It looks like something. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
But you can't defend Andre. His last big win was Willie Nelson, like in fucking 2010 maybe.
I could defend he got
16,
skills.
my bad. 2016, 6 years ago. 5 years ago, my bad. 5 years.
He definitely got skills, but we talking about Canelo. Once again, I don't want to, because they saying, you know, I'm trying to just, once again, look at the eye test, ladies and gentlemen. Just look at that and go back and watch Floyd. Go back and see what Canelo did versus Floyd. In my opinion, when we watched that fight, I was still, as great as Floyd is, we like, man, Canelo is dangerous. Even though, of course, Floyd got the job done. Go back and look at the fight with Canelo versus Floyd. See how he improved after that fight. Really pay attention to the skill set. But, yeah, Demetrius definitely has it. You know, definitely has a still a quality skill set. But, you know, of course, everybody going to have their opinion.
Mike, I don't even worry about it. That's it. You team Canelo now. They know. They know.
No, I'm team. Look, I like them all, but I'm going what I see.
Listen, there's nothing
about that.
There's nothing wrong with you saying one guy is better than the other in your opinion. And if you see something, because you are going by what you see some things that Canelo does and he does them very well. And that's all from fair. Listen, we get some slack on here sometimes. You might see me with my Canelo headband on here. but I like the fact that the guy has grown. He's shown. If you sit there, guys, and you look at all his fights from the time when he got clipped by Cotto brother, you know what I'm saying? All the way up to where he is now. You see the evolution. You see the head movement now. You've seen Danny Jacobs swatting at flies. You know what I'm saying? You've seen the evolution. You got to give credit. But real quick, Coach Myers says Bivol turned down that Marcus Brown fight. I don't even remember that. Remember when Marcus Brown was training and we was up there, Ness, at the gym? Was that around that time he was supposed to?
I don't know. There's been heavy rumors. I seen Marcus Brown Saturday, man, but you know, he's like, there's really nothing to talk about, so I don't want to do an interview. Meanwhile, I'm dying to ask him, like, yo, did you really send an offer? But you know, look, people don't want to help themselves. You know what I mean? Marcus Brown gets paid well, so I guess it doesn't matter to be popular to him. You know, but he's in that same situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, he lost to John Pascal. He can't even get that rematch because he lacks popularity. He allegedly sent an offer to Bivol and he can't get that fight because he lacks popularity. You know what I'm saying? So, like, people don't want to listen to Ness. They don't got to. I'm not the smartest person on the planet. CYP gonna come on here and tell you how I'm not, right? But look,
don't ask me that
you
question.
know, if you don't want to be in the position to make more money, you know, and get the big name fights that you want, then don't listen. Don't listen. But I think I'm right. You know, I think being in the eye of the people will open up certain doors for you, you know, just like playing the politics role, you know, going to the conventions will ensure that you have favor, you know. But I think we got J-Mac with another one.
It's the Mac attack.
Yo, can you hear me?
We hear you.
Just make it 2 again. I'm gonna double up again.
Mm.
So that's 30. Forrest, the Willie Nelson, you talking about the Willie Nelson that stopped Tony Harrison that beat Jamel Cholo as of late and gave him his only loss. Yes, Jamel did revenge it. I'm not attacking Jamel. I don't have no problem with Jamel. Jamel is unified. But I do have a problem with Maul. Maul running around here acting like he ain't got no problem. I'm the only dude on record to be called the delusion on your show by Ryan because I spoke on that how he's avoiding him, how he struggled with Laura, so he not ready to everything with Canelo. Canelo is good. Yo, can y'all hear me?
Now it's good. Go.
Okay, Ivan. So I'm trying the best I can. What I was saying is, for Canelo does look good. I do agree he looks good against certain styles. But as soon as he get in there with a slick fighter that can move well and make him have to move them slow, flat-footed ass feet that he have, that's why he avoids slick fighters, because they give him problem. Remember, he called Andrade boring because that style gives him problem. He struggled with Lara because that style gives him problem. He struggled with Mayweather and was made to look wild because that style gives him problem. Canelo has never struggled with any other fighter.
Flat-footed with Danny Jacobs?
No, hold on. I was about to go to Mr. Danny Jacobs. Good at everything but masters nothing. Every time Danny Jacobs get in a fight.
Funny, Danny Jacobs is not good, but he's a 2-time champ, right? And his resume is better than Andrade. But because he already faced Canelo and lost, he ain't good enough. That ain't the dude to beat Canelo. So we moving on. But he's more accomplished than Andrade. He's more accomplished. So I don't know. These things are just crazy to me. We're going out to Hawk in Maryland. Hawk in Maryland. What up?
Hello?
Yes.
Hawk, what up?
Y'all got me?
Champ. Hawk.
All right. What's up, my fellow 531 and Doomy and Francis and the new host? What it do?
What's up?
Ain't too much. Hey, as far as that Canelo, Berlanga, I think he's going to get that 18th win in that first round. But please don't put Berlanga in the conversation with Canelo. Please don't do that to that young man. We've seen that story before. Even though Floyd beat Canelo, when Canelo was coming up, Floyd does when he in the ring with somebody that's not supposed to be in there, he pity pat. When somebody get in the ring with Canelo, they're not supposed to be in there, they get destroyed. And example, Fernando Vargas was 20-0. 20 knockouts, got in there with Trinidad. Career was never the same. We don't want to do that to Berlanga because Canelo not going to play with him if he slip at all. So Berlanga's a great prospect. Yeah.
Does Andre beat Canelo?
Yes, sir.
In your opinion?
No.
What about Charlo, the big one?
No, I don't. For one, I don't think Charlo is even going to sign to fight him. Because I don't know, it's just the way that the PBC be doing the fighters. But no, Canelo's just a different. Canelo stood in front of Daniel Jacobs, even though Daniel Jacobs ain't all that. Daniel Jacobs stood like a 6-piece combination and hit nothing. I mean, Canelo, actually, you're watching a fighter that gets better and better with each fight. This is not normal. He's not an average fighter, bro. I mean, just watch boxing. He's not average. You see a lot of... Huh?
Generational talent?
Generational, absolutely different. He took over from where Floyd took over. He's like beating guys that he's not supposed to beat. You know what? He's beating guys that he's not supposed to beat, but he beats them up. Floyd punishes dudes and embarrasses you, all that. Canelo takes the time to whip your ass and then try to take you out. That's the difference. So, yeah, that's the difference. And you can't just hit him. So all that talking about... Yeah.
That's your time. We're going to have to James in San Antonio. What's up?
Hey, Ness, can you hear me?
Perfectly. Hey, brother, you sent the Cash App. Is that for a shirt or what was that?
Yeah, that's what I was going to talk to you about because I sent it through a friend because I don't do Cash App. I sent it from a girl here at work.
Yeah.
I was going to say, do I leave the address with you? You send it to Doomy or I can inbox it to Doomy?
Yeah, inbox it to Doomy and stay on top of him. He's the one that ships it out. But you short like $3, but I'm going to hook you up because it's all right. Because you've been a long time listener.
Oh, I thought you threw a special. I thought a while back you said it was $12. It went down.
Oh, yeah, like you said a while back. But we good. We
All
got
right.
you. We got
All
you.
right.
We
All right.
got
No
you.
big deal.
Nah, you get it anyway.
Okay, yeah, because I forgot to put the size.
Oh, yeah, give
I
it to
forgot to put the
Doomy.
size,
Give
so
it
I'll
to
give it to
Doomy.
Doomy. Thanks.
Just hit me on the
Appreciate
DM,
that. Thank
champ.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Chip. Yo, JC on the super chat says Parag slept Jacobs. And Chenko worked him. Damn, that was a while back there, champ. I don't even remember that name on the resume.
Yeah, Durbin Chen. Yeah, because he was young. He dared to be great. I mean, go look at the age that he was. He still had braids in his hair. And this is what I'm saying. These dudes that never watch boxing in their fucking life and read it off a box rack got the nerve to tell you how one dude is better than the other. You know what I'm saying? But look, he was young, right? His grandmother died the like a day or two before. And after the fight, when he went to the hospital, they found out he had cancer and a tumor on his back. So yeah, Jacobs lost by knockout. Which, FY fucking I, that bum didn't watch the fight, right? Jacobs tried to get up. Referee pushed him down, but they ain't pushed Tyson Fury down. They ain't pushed Tyson. They let his ass get up and show you that he could fucking fight. When Jacobs tried to get up and fight, nah, the fight's over, son. But go watch that fight, see if he was fucking knocked out. But you just a super chatting box rec reading motherfucker. That's what you are.
You just hit me with the Back to the Future, bro. I do remember that, bro. And he did kind of like push him back down.
Sport, man. They don't watch the sport. They got the nerve to be discrediting people. They never watch the shit in their life. They just reading and shit, just to read. But anyway,
you know the mental fortitude and that man had to be in that fight, and he didn't even know what was going on. You know what I'm saying? You just feel things sometimes, and you don't know.
Still came back to be a champ. So I mean, I don't. Wait, he beat Peter Quillen for the WBO though, right?
He did.
Was it for the WBO? Because I know the WBA.
Yes.
Because okay, good. Because the WBA was a regular. So certain people might not consider him a champion because it was a regular. Remember, the Gennady Golovkin was the true super WBA. But Jacobs...
this is the WBA. Sorry, it was the WBA, bro.
Did he beat Quillen for?
Yeah. It was the... Yep. Yes, sir.
Well, so then
give the man his credit, bro.
Some might not. Some might not, though. I'm gonna be real. Some might not. They might be like, "Yo, he was a regular champ." You know what I'm saying?
Ignorant Boxing on the super chat says, "Doo Andrade called Lara boring. Doesn't bring any money. The networks don't want to see him, but Canelo fought him." Yeah. I mean, true, man. He did give a lot of opportunity. I don't know if people were screaming for that fight at that time. I don't think so.
I'm an Andrade fan, so he did want to fight Laura himself. It was just something that was, it was not able to ever really get done. And thank you to our mastermind who just corrected you. It was for the IBF, so that does make Jacobs a real. You sure? That don't even. I'm gonna have to look this up myself. I don't remember Peter Quillen having no.
I just told you.
I don't remember Peter Quillen having no fucking IBF. Let me go look at this, man.
It's the WBA, champ.
Daniel BA, WBA. Yup, you right. What the hell is Supermax talking about?
Supermax on the road right now. Hit the horn for us.
And before that, let's see. Quillen was a WBO before that because remember he gave up the title after his grandfather died and he had the baby for the Matt Korobov purse bid or whatever. Yeah.
Peter's still fighting on him?
I invited Peter to our March 13th event, and he posted some shit like he might be, but he last lost to Alfredo Angulo, and he got a no decision over Truax because of a headbutt. So yeah, but it looks like Peter. We got who is that? That looks new. Let me see here. J Mac, you still got your hand raised? Okay, I think he went back at it. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I thought that was just like lit because you didn't unlight it. You want another one?
Triple combo. Fuck it. Since can y'all hear me?
We hear you.
We hear
All
you
right,
good
I'll
now,
take
brother.
another one. Hey, like I said, Mr. Danny Jacobs, good at everything, masters nothing. That's why we see in all his big fights, and he step up. He don't show up. He shit the fucking bed. And I understand his story and all that, but I'm not measuring with him. You keep discrediting boxing is a sport of narratives. Everybody say the man ain't done anything because he got to get in the ring and beat a name or get in the ring or be willing to. Boxing is a sport of who you pick and when you get picked. They got certain guys like Floyd, Canelo, Joshua, the names that they pick the fighters. You can't Pacquiao. You can't just get in there and say, "Oh, I'm gonna fight them." Them dudes look and strategically go through their careers and pick who they want to fight and what have you. And then we shit on the guys that don't get the recognition because they too damn good. That's the backwards part that I don't get about the sport. And even when you spit. Look at him laughing at me. You're a clown, boy. You are a fucking clown. But it's all good.
Yo, it's
Hey, you a
hilarious,
narrative.
man.
Hey, it is fucking hilarious. Your narratives is hilarious on this show.
Chant, listen, man. Jacobs, like, this the thing, bro. You saying I got the narrative, but here is your narrative. You're trying to tell the world that Andrade is better than Jacobs and that Canelo is ducking Andrade, but Jacobs and Andrade got multiple common opponents, and Jacobs beat them better than Andrade, and Jacobs is more accomplished than Andrade, and Jacobs' biggest win is more recent than Andrade's, right? Andrade, you got to go back 5 years ago. You know? Jacobs just beat Derevyanchenko, who you guys are celebrating that Charlo beat. So, you know, pick your poison. You are not right in this discussion. There's no way you can say Andrade is better when he's not more accomplished and he hasn't beaten the same people they fought better. Like, why didn't he do it better? Like, why?
And with J-Mac, listen, take away as far as narratives. In your heart, right now, you believe that Andre, I always say, is Demetrius, I'm going to say that, versus Canelo. You believe in your heart. Let's take away everything else. You feel like that man could beat Canelo because I've been reading the comments. What I want to say is, once again, I was saying with Jamal, I believe through the eye test, he could possibly beat Canelo. But when we talk about everything, we're not talking about anything else because you saying narratives. We understand there's politics in boxing. We understand that you can pick and choose. You know, certain people feel like they picking and choosing certain things with Floyd, him being a businessman. But when we're talking about the eye test, this is what I'm trying to get you to understand, J-Mac. I'm not looking at anything else but the eye test. And right now, with my eyes, it says that Canelo will definitely beat him. That's what I'm getting at. All them other points, I understand what you're saying. That could possibly be true. I don't know. And that's why I said with the twin, I would have to go back with Jamal. I could see him possibly beating Canelo. But overall, when you're talking about those two, listen, all the other stuff, the narrative, say for instance, if it was to happen, you saying that he can beat Canelo, and I'm saying no on that point.
Info Joe, California. Talk to us.
Mr. Info Joe.
This portion of the show we call In the
Mr.
Know,
Info Joe.
presented by my brother.
Yo. Good morning, my boxing brothers and my boxing sister. What's happening?
Morning, champion.
All right. What's your name again?
Micah
Queen?
K. Micah K. Queen Micah K.
Queen Micah K. Good to have you on the show. Sound like you got tough skin and you know you're boxing. Come back, please. All right.
Thank you.
All right. As far as the topic, I hope Edgar Berlanga goes more than 2 rounds. I hope he goes like 5 rounds. I want to see what are the tools that he has in the tool bag, man. I like that Elvis Rodriguez didn't get the quick knockout. You know, it's better for them guys are young like that. It's better for their development to go more rounds than 1 or 2 rounds and get the quick knockout. I want to see what they got, and I think for themselves they need to find out what else they need. This is better for their development. That's what I'm trying to say. If they go more than 2 or 3 rounds, so that's what I'm hoping for Berlanga. Don't put him in there with Canelo yet. I like the dude. Put him in there with what's dude from Philly? Puerto Rican. My God. Ness. One of the first dudes you had on the show.
Gabe Rosado.
Gabriel, yeah, that's who he need. Gabe Rosado, that's a good next fight for him. As far as Andrade,
why you trying to have Puerto Rican on Puerto Rican crime and shit, dog?
yeah, man. I don't know, man. I don't want to see him jump up too fast though. Far as Andrade, I agree with J Mac. I don't know if he'll beat Canelo, but I think it'll be a good style matchup. That's all I got. Shout out to Border Wars 10. Everybody hit those thumbs up. You're listening to the #1 pound for pound boxing podcast. I'm out. Peace.
CYP.
They gonna have to send their best fighter for the champ.
CYP counterpunch.
Yeah, and running with my car. I'm busy later. But one, we're gonna start off easy, boy. If you don't like females talking boxing, get the fuck off TBV, dog. I'm not gonna take your disrespect over and over and over again. Ness may not delete you, dog, but I'll jump on your head. Second, my man Jacob is a one-time champion, and he beat Derevchenko for it. The other one was a regular belt. Derevchenko is when he won his belt. Charlo is better than Jacobs. Resume, career, period. Derevchenko was beat worse by Charlo than he was by Derevchenko. A lot of people thought Derevchenko did good enough to win. I scored it for Jacobs barely, so I'm a hold that. When it comes down to Canelo, let's be real here. Clenbuterol is real. It will never leave his side. I don't care what you say. I'm an ex-athlete, now coach. If you are an athlete who believes in your supreme dominance, you do not take performance-enhancing drugs. You do not do it if you believe in your supreme dominance. That will always weigh on Canelo, and that's why a lot of fighters and trainers think he's beatable, because of that one flaw, and because Jacobs did a good job, and people believe Charlo is better than Jacobs. So Charlo, in my opinion, has a chance to beat Canelo. That's just opinion till the fight happens. You can be as mad as you want to, but I ain't the only trainer, and I ain't the only fighter who thinks Charlo has the best chance to beat Canelo. Good job, homegirl, on the show. Keep it up. Keep coming back. And anybody get on your head, I got your back. I stick up for women. Period. CYP out.
I mean, he changed the argument. We ain't really asking if Jacobs is better than Charlo. My argument is Jacobs is more accomplished and proved to be better than Andrade because they have common opponents. Now, as far as him being a one-time champ, completely up to our debate. You know, I'm sure when Tank won his title at 135, everybody called him a champ. That was a regular belt. You know, Barrios get called the champ, I'm sure, by his parents and everybody whenever he does his autograph sign. That's a regular belt. Canelo was called the champ and, you know, has pictures saying 4 times when he beat Rocky Fielding. And that was a regular belt. You know, Jacobs' regular belt that wasn't a champion in according to, you know, CYP's mind, Jacobs used that belt as leverage to get more than the mandatory minimum when he and Gennady went to purse split. Now, why would you go to purse bid if there's no belt? Like, if that belt isn't real. The WBA definitely thinks it's real. Gennady thought it was real, and he was forced to give him more than the mandatory minimum as a mandatory. Remember, we just got educated with that by Bob Arum saying, you know, we giving him $1 million. We ain't giving him more. If you want more, go get it from PBC. But that's the mandatory minimum they're giving him for the percent split on that belt. Now, every belt is different. This was a WBA, but you can definitely Google it. So I don't know. I don't know that it's not a belt. Like, I've said it on this show before that who am I to tell a fighter that, like Joshua Franco, for instance, right? He's the regular. Mario was ecstatic when he beat Maloney for that title. Franco thinks he's a champ. We interviewed him after the fight on the show. He's a champ. So I'm not a declarated amateur or professional. I've learned throughout the years covering the sport not to say certain things. Like, I used to use the word bum for certain fighters, and I think I stopped saying people aren't champions if they won a regular title simply because I'm not doing it and how difficult it is to do it. That fight with Franco and Maloney was tough. And then we seen the second fight that Maloney should have won, how tough it was and how much he worked. I just can't call someone not a champ, you know. And anyway,
you're a bum. Fuck that. Ain't no fucking bums.
And as far as you know, who he beat though, right? Like he beat Peter Quillen, an undefeated fighter at the time that was a puncher at the time. Like we were talking earlier today about ruining fighters, and let's be real. After Quillen suffered that knockout loss to Jacobs, he's never been the same. That's my friend. I love him, but he's never been the same. You know, so I don't know. I don't know that Charlo is better or more accomplished than, you know, Jacob simply because of that win. Has Charlo ever been in there with an undefeated champion? You know, I don't know. I don't remember that, you know. That fight with Jacobs and Quillen was a 50-50 fight. Has Charlo ever been in a 50-50 fight? You know, so those are all things that we need to consider. But J-Mac has another.
The Mac attack.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes.
I'll say this to the lady. I'm definitely encouraged. The only reason why I super chatted counterpunch $40 a day is to respond to her. Looking forward to standing her 10 toes. Always stand on your 10. They got co-hosts on here that don't know how to do that. So I'm okay with disagreeing, but I'm just gonna bring the energy. Don't ever take my energy to where it's disrespectful. But I'm just a very energetic caller. The only people who should be concerned about my energy is the ones that I still got dislike for, and they know who they are. Whenever I see them, it's on. It's on site. But I'll say this last. Your eyes, and you still going to eye test. Let's critique eye test on here. And you obviously ain't got 20/20 vision because you put Canelo in a position on a pedestal and he not there. The dude stays away from certain styles and he fight on certain fighters to where he looks a certain way. Everybody that he struggles with is boring. Everybody he struggles with, they can't come to his press conference, and all that. That's all recorded stuff. Like I'll say anything. I give Canelo his just due and getting there and beating certain dudes, but they got guys like Demetrius Andrade that Ness just said he don't discredit a champion, but he does discredit a champion because he called him and say he ain't fight nobody. But last time I checked, he been the champion in every weight division that he's been or he's been competing.
Right. I gave you two of them right there because you've been doing your thing, right? But the truth is, I did not discredit Demetrius. I'm just telling you who I think is better than him. You know, that's it. You know, who I think has a better resume. You know, his greatest win is Willie Nelson, and that's a long time ago. You know, Jacobs has a lot of solid wins. You got to remember that Jacobs has like 3 title shots, right? Or 4 title shots. So he's built himself to those shots every time. You know, when he got that first shot, he fought Ishe Smith like many moons ago, you know, many moons ago before he got the Demetrius Prague vacant title shot at 16-0, you know what I mean? Like, so, and then he lost that and he had to rebuild again to get into the position to fight Peter Quillen, right? So, you know, CYP just comes in and says, oh, Charlo's better than, you know, Jacobs, but doesn't remember that Jacobs is still the only guy to knock out Caleb Truax, right? Who went on to knock out James DeGale and become a champion, who just fought with a champion and didn't get knocked out. You know, the only one to knock him out was Jacobs. And then, you know, he had 2 fights with Sergio Mora. Mora's fought Sugar Shane Mosley. Mora's been in the Contender. You know, he stopped him, I believe. I believe he stopped Mora, you know, and then he stopped Peter Quillen, again, another undefeated fighter that also had a knockout streak, you know. Then he goes in there and he beats Louis Kubaseris, you know, and looks good. Beats Selecki, looks decent. Beats Derevyanchenko, looks decent. These are all great wins. Now he's saying that Jacobs is not better than Charlo. Meanwhile, Jacobs beat Derevyanchenko before Charlo when Derevyanchenko was undefeated, not off of 2 losses. You know what I'm saying?
Is that CYP with another counterpunch?
Probably.
And before you go into it, boxing experts had something to say. Has Charlito or Andrade ever or Andrade ever been in the ring with a pound-for-pound fighter or former pound-for-pound fighter?
No.
If not, y'all need to switch a sport.
No, of course not. Of course not. Why? Bud hasn't even been with a former pound-for-pound fighter. Only Earl. And that's why Earl deserves what he deserves, because he fought someone on the list. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I gave Teofimo credit. He beat someone on the list. You know, when you can beat someone on the list, man, you need to be ranked right. But let's go to CYP.
So, you just beat somebody before somebody. That matters. Man, get out of here. Last time I checked, Triple D beat Jacobs before Jacobs lost to Canelo. It don't even matter. That don't even matter. And secondly, all you dudes who are okay, y'all okay with a guy not being known, a guy not doing this so he don't get to fight. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this for 3 months. All you clowns in the chat and all you dudes who call in who are not famous on TBV, who nobody knows, CYP ain't paying attention to you. I'm Canelo on this show. So I'm not paying attention to you until you get your resume up. Get somebody to super chat for you. Get somebody to argue with you, debate with you. Because right now, I'm pound for pound, number 2, like Canelo. CYP.
I'm just glad you took your
I'm
L
gonna
and
put
chose
you to sleep.
not to debate. You know what I'm saying? Because his argument was, oh, so if you beat someone first, that makes you better. I mean, he was undefeated. It wasn't that he just beat him first. He took his O, you know. But whatever. Twin Orlando, what up? Twin in Orlando. Oh, what up? I hear you. Okay, he dropped off. Looks like we got, who's this? 754. What area code is that?
754.
South Florida. Uh-oh, I'm bringing him in. Who this? Oh, this is Ricky in Florida. What up? Ricky!
I wanted to speak on the Charlo and the whole Canelo situation, everything y'all talking about. I think Charlo should fight Beterbiev for the longest I was with you. I mean, I was against you, Ness, on Charlo and the whole Canelo and the resume situation. But at this point, you got to do what Ward did. You got to step up. You got to go fight a monster. So fight Beterbiev or fight Beterbiev at 175. Make yourself look attractive. And Andrade, I don't know what he gonna do. He just lost in the sauce. He got to tighten up with his business. He got to get his business together. He got to hold his promoter more accountable. He got to hold Eddie more accountable. But as far as Canelo being this pound for pound or anything like that, I think he got to prove a little more. You got to fight the guys that people don't think you can beat. Fight more 50-50 fights. I need more 50-50 fights. That's my only problem.
All right, so hold up. You just earned yourself more time. Who Charlo fought that was a 50-50 fight?
I'm not. That's what I'm saying about Charlo. I think Charlo.
So who Andre? Who Andre fought that was a 50-50 fight?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying at this point these guys need to step up and be more attractive to Canelo. But at the same time, Canelo got to fight the fight that.
What about Jacobs? Who he fought that was a 50-50 fight?
Triple G.
And who else?
That's probably it. The Deborah Chico fight was a close fight.
What about Peter Quillen?
But I mean, that was a good fight at the time. But hindsight 2020, it looked good on the resume. To be honest, I think Jamel Charlo has a better case. I think Jamel Charlo has a better case resume-wise than any of these guys to fight Canelo. But that's just me. But I just want to see Canelo fight more than 50-50 fights, and I would put him pound for pound.
Let me ask you something. How many 50-50 fights you think he's faced already?
Not enough.
How many?
He didn't fight.
How many do you think he's done already?
I give him 2 to 3. I give him Laura, Trout, and the Floyd fight. In the Triple G fight, so 4. I give him 4.
All right, 4. Now, who's your favorite fighter?
Wilder.
Okay. How many 50-50 fights Wilder been in?
All of them. Wilder came in, no experience into the game. All these dudes wanted to fight.
Champ, let's not move the goalposts back. Let's have a discussion. You're getting a lot of free time here. How many 50-50 fights has Wilder been in?
I say he's been in maybe 2 to 3.
Fuck out of here, man. Give me the names. Or you counting rematches? You counting rematches? Because we talking about guys.
No, I'm saying the Fury. I think the Fury fight was a 50-50 fight. I think the Luis Ortiz fight was a 50-50 fight.
Oh, you stretching.
And I think that
you reaching.
I think it was a 50-50 fight. Look at Ortiz coming to the background. He's killed the boxer.
I hear you, champ.
And then listen,
but we both know neither of those. We both know none of those was 50-50, right? Fury was coming off a 3-year layoff.
The Fury fight wasn't 50-50 fight.
No,
He's a lineal champion.
No, it wasn't though.
He's a lineal champion.
But it wasn't though. Remember, Ness bet and won on the draw. Listen.
Why was every boxer pundit giving Fury the upper hand as the boxer going into the fight?
Listen. Remember that I bet on that fight on the draw for the first fight. That was not a 50-50 fight. It was even like negative 140 for one guy, plus 120 for the other, but it wasn't 50-50. It wasn't 50-50.
Yes, any fight Wilder fight where the guy has a better boxing ability than him, it's going to be a 50-50 fight. It's Wilder.
And listen to me. I'll give you that. I'll give you Fury because we know who he was. We know his resume. What's the other 50-50? Legitimately.
Ortiz was a monster. Everybody was saying Ortiz was a monster going in. Wilder made that fight happen.
Moving forward. So we got Canelo with 4 50-50 fights. Deontay Wilder, the American heavyweight, with 10 title defenses with 2 50-50 fights. Who's your second?
The difference between Wilder and Canelo is that Wilder was chasing down
Champ. Let's move on. Who's your second favorite fighter? I'm gonna prove to you a point.
I got Spence. I got Spence.
How many 50-50 fights was Spence in?
I think the Porter fight was a 50-50 fight, and I think the Porter fight and then probably the Danny fight. If you're a Danny fan, I like Danny. I thought Danny had a chance.
You going go with that? You saying Danny was a 50-50?
Yeah, especially coming off the accident. Nobody knew what he was about until after that fight.
All right, champ, let's move on. Who's your next favorite fighter? Because it's hard for you to find people with 4 50-50 fights, huh? But you rush it. You want Canelo to give you another one. Let's go. Who else?
I never said Canelo wasn't experienced. I never said he wasn't experienced.
Who else?
I said I want you to fight. Okay, I like Mel. I like Mel.
How many 50-50 fights Mel been in?
Mel been in some 50-50 fights, especially early on. I mean, I think the Rosado fight early on might have been a 50-50 fight. Rosado.
Okay. What else?
I like the Tony Harrison fight, especially the second time around.
Okay, 2 of them. How many more? Let's go, player.
I think the Trout fight was a close fight too.
Nah. His brother already had beat him at the time. He already had 4. That was his 4 losses at the time. Nah, man.
But that's his brother. We talking about going into the fight. We're not talking about his brother. We talking about him.
What I'm trying to tell you is when he fought Trout, he already had 4 losses. So are you saying that Trout with 4 losses was still a 50-50 fight?
Yeah. Don't Trout look good on his resume?
Holy shit. No, it don't look good after your brother beat him. The fuck?
I disagree with that. I disagree with that.
All right. So you stretching for him. So how many you gave him? 3 50-50s?
I gave him 3.
Meanwhile, you saying that Trout was a 50-50 for him, but you ain't giving Canelo Sergey Kovalev moving up. You see how you doing?
Hell no.
Oh,
exactly. 60 years old, man. We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Exactly. But you willing to give him credit for Austin Trout off of 4 losses and his brother beat him before that. Like, I'm just saying, I just wanted to prove how difficult it is to find fighters that have done what Canelo's done. But Francis, you back. How many 50-50s Gervonta got?
50-50 fights. I'd like to say that 1.
Pedraza. I like that. Pedraza, he was supposed to be an underdog in that fight. It's not many people that do that, man. Really, there's not, man. Really. Micah, don't stick around here for us. You know that we are hardcores to the bone, and we.
No, I'm here. No.
Okay.
I'm kind of, just I'm learning. I know y'all, I know this is your thing. You know it so well, knowledgeable. So I'm just learning. I'm here. It's no joke. I see it's no joke though. When the show lasts a long time, it's no joke. But I'm here.
We got Cannabis Cove who says,
Hold on. You gotta strap that chin strap up, man. And you know what I'm saying? Put your gloves on because it's gonna be a long ride, man.
Okay.
Yeah, Cannabis Cove.
Cannabis Cove says, rate your fighter by stats, not emotion, and eye test. Exactly, man. That's what I'm saying. Yo, and look, I do use eye tests for a certain amount of time. Like, I was cool with Triple G, throughout some of the time of his career. But at one point, I'm like, look, I need you to fight somebody. Like, I need to know, are you the real deal or is this just the machine behind you? And Curtis Stevens was that guy for me. When Curtis hit him with that double left hook, I said, damn, this man's chin is for real. So, and then he knocked out Curtis. It was like, damn, his power and his chin is for real. And we found that out in one fight. So then we, because people used to call him Bum Lufkin. On this show, oh my God, he was called Bum Lufkin because he was, fighting little dudes and dudes moving up and not the big names of the division. But yeah, we got a super chat here from Coach Myers that says, Charlo versus Williams was a 50-50. Yo, you tripping, okay? Y'all reached and this is what I'm saying. If Charlo's Williams is a 50-50, Kavalaskis Crawford is a 50-50. Porter Crawford is a 50-50. You talking about someone's mandatory challenger being the 50-50. That's what you're saying. Based off what? I don't know. Because I guarantee you, we go back to Williams' resume and he ain't did nothing spectacular before Charlo. Spectacular. No, he did what he needed to do to get in position. Spectacular came after losing to Charlo and beating Jarrett Hurd. But whatever.
Got a super chat from Asher Steele, $10 super chat that says, "What has Canelo done to make him great?" Question mark. If it's so easy to do, then everyone's favorite fighter would be in the limelight. Make your own path to greatness. Mm-hmm. Canelo has played his cards right. Mm-hmm. Do you disagree, panel?
I agree, man. He took the chances and the risks. Listen, it is documented that they didn't want him to fight Mayweather, Trout, and Laura. It's documented that he's the one that wanted to fight Sergey and Beterbiev. To question him is just silly to me. I get the whole style make fights and he's running from a style, but come on, man. So four other black dudes wasn't the black guy now. It's like, it gets so corny. He's got to fight a slick black fighter. So like, he fought four of the worst styles, 2 southpaws, and he fought Floyd. And then you can throw in Daniel Jacobs as an orthodox guy. Like, I don't see how is he ducking? How? But I think he played his cards right.
Yeah. Joseph Supermax Rodriguez with a super chat that says, Ness, get my first super chat.
First one looks like it was, even if he fights Andrade, they'll call in after saying it was boring. And if it's even remotely competitive, they'll scream robbery. I mean, look, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Let me see who else is here. 619.
We read all your super chats, man. Charlo versus Williams 50-50. Ness responded to that. What's the other one? Yeah, that's it. Got all your super chats.
Who's that? Coach Myers? Maybe we got to. Let me see. Just because you're in a 50-50 fight doesn't mean that the fighter is better. Porter been in many 50-50 fights with Brooks, Spence, Thurman, and Danny. I mean, I don't know what the point he's trying to prove. I'm trying to prove that Canelo's been in fights where it was even. You don't have to be better. You just have to be in fights with competition that is even, not lopsided. It's not a question of who's better. It's who's been in that position and come out on top. That tells you who's better. If I've been in 4 50-50 fights and I win, and you've only been in 2, well, then obviously we believe in me more than you believe in you. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I'm going by. But whatever, I could be wrong according to a bunch. We got another call in a 619 at San Diego, looking like it is Amir Abui. Amir Abui, what up?
That's me. That's me. Hello to the boxing kings and queens. Yeah, you guys are really. These people are really getting in on my man Canelo, but he's a great guy. But one thing they really need to know that steroid junk with the meat was something else. But just so you know, a lot of people from the San Diego area that goes to Mexico and eat that meat, they end up getting a stool transfer, a transplant, a stool transplant. You guys know what that is, right?
Amir, you always come on with some off the wall shit, man.
Well, look, my man, I'm coming with the real deal like that because generally people think boxers are idiots anyway, whereas they give us scholarships to go to school. If you just Google college scholarship for boxers, you'll see that type of stuff. And like I say, I'm right here on the border, and I see Canelo often. And I know, once again, people who go over in Mexico, because you had one kid who got deported that used to live in Illinois, and they deported him to Mexico. And this kid was eating that meat all the time. He was a light middleweight champion out of Chicago, and he ended up, getting real messed up by eating that bad meat, and he had to get a stool transfer himself.
All right, Amir, we're going to go ahead and get to some other stuff. We don't really like talking about shit unless it's on the resume. But you know what I'm saying?
Let's fly over your head.
let's keep it moving, man. Let me see. JP in Long Beach, man. Heavy-handed J. What it do? Long Beach, stand up.
Long Beach in the house,
Yo, morning, fellas, morning. Queen K, shout out to you. You're doing amazing.
Thank you.
My thing, y'all, is the same complaint I've been had for a while with Canelo. Yeah, you got the skills to pay the bills. We all know that. He could potentially beat anybody in his weight range. But on his watch, he's dropped the ball as far as taking boxing to that next level. He was handed the torch. Floyd was the highest paid athlete in the world. Boxing, when you're the cash cow, the face of it, you're supposed to provide at least 2 Super Bowls a year for the sport. And that's what made our wonderful little niche sport what it was. We can draw the attention of the world twice a year. Now Canelo's allowed the sport to be perverted, kind of like the music industry. You don't know where to find it. You don't know where to get new music at. You don't know when it comes out. Kind of how boxing is now. It's all over the place. It's not centralized. And I blame Canelo as one of the main culprits, and being the face of it, he should have been making sure he's taking this sport to the next level, from Chavez to De La Hoya, from Mike Tyson, from Ali, all the torchbearers, all the faces. Them guys did their job, and this guy's dropping the ball on his watch. That's my call.
So Canelo was dropping the ball on his watch, but Ali and he said Mike Tyson get a pass. So last I checked, Mike Tyson wanted to eat people's kids, was punching people at the press conferences, beat up Mitch Green in a store, and went to jail for 3 years for charges that we don't even need to bring up.
Ness, I don't like that. You gotta, you know what I mean, kick down.
No, I'm not taking one down. I'm reminding you.
No, I know you're not.
It's
I'm saying
it's so
for people,
unfair.
that's how the argument
standard,
always has to go.
The double
because
standard is unfair, so I gotta remind him because he put Tyson in there.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? It's a double standard. Like, now he gotta carry the torch and all. So getting a $350 million deal for yourself, that ain't enough. Getting out of your deal in 6 months when everybody takes 2 months, 2 years to get out, that ain't enough. Fighting 4 50-50 fights, that ain't enough. Unifying 4 or 5 divisions, that ain't enough. Like, yo, you guys are crazy, man.
I just think people don't like greatness, That's why I got my shirt on right now. It's greatness, greatness. Canelo is great, regardless of what you. Floyd, it was the same thing.
It was.
I mean,
They
when
criticized
Floyd
Floyd.
was that guy, you know, even with Canelo. Once again, I understand certain things that said, but you got to give the man his credit, regardless of you saying he's cherry picking or not. As far as just seeing from what we see, you know that Canelo is great. The other things, I understand what you know where you guys coming from, but some of it is got to do with some of y'all, you know, just can't take greatness.
Listen, Floyd got criticized. When he fought Canelo, they said he cherry picked. They said he weight drained him. They said he fought him too young. Now they out here dick riding, giving him credit today. But when he fought him, they wasn't giving him credit. When he fought him, that win wasn't big enough. They still thought he would lose to Pacquiao. There was still KFC buckets that with Floyd's face that said, chicken runner. Like, what are you guys talking about? Like, you never gonna get credit while you doing it. It's when you're gone, man. It's always when you're gone. That's how it works. It's unfortunate. You know, Wilder said it best. Give me my flowers now. Give it to him now. He doing it right now before you. You know, Floyd got criticized for not fighting Margarito. Floyd got criticized for choosing Barrera over a more durable opponent, right? But he chose the belts. He chose to go unified and all that great shit. The same shit that Earl's getting discredited for, right? Because he ain't fighting Crawford, but he choosing the belts. So it's like, you just got to remember how fickle boxing fans are, man. And you know, you won't get upset. But I think that is about everybody.
Hold on, super chat from Mulatto that says, my last super chat wasn't red. I gave boom to Mac.
J-Mac get a boomerang, and he keeps asking about the wrench. I don't be giving out wrenches no more because you guys get emotional when you see someone trolling your favorite fighter. You time people out, and I'm not saying you. I'm saying a lot of my mods. So I just stopped making people mods because it's like, you know, they don't know how to mod without being emotional. Like right now, someone would be mad if like we're talking about a certain fighter more than the other. But J-Mac, boomerang, courtesy of Mulatto. Oh, shit, J-Mac's not there, Mulatto. Want to give it to CYP? Let me know. CYP's there. We got Adrian there. Info Joe's there. I mean, he did super chat earlier and said give it to anyone. Michael, who you want to hear from one last time?
It don't Mr. CYP.
All right, CYP, holla at me.
Yo, man, listen. I want everybody to remember this episode. Let's say that Wilder Fury wasn't 50-50, but he bet the draw. Another word for draw is 50-50. See, this is your king. This is your king. He don't know what he's talking about, but then and what he gonna do? He gonna talk for 30 minutes after I hang up because everybody knows what a draw means. He said it wasn't a draw. It wasn't 50-50, but I bet the draw. Come on, my man. Get your boxing together. And last but not least, man, I do want to welcome Homegirl to the show. And all y'all dudes mad, stay mad. But remember this day, 50-50 and draw are not the same. And look up, if this was your duty, go look up champions and see if the WBA regular is not a minor title. It's not a major title, it's a minor title from the rules of boxing. And good news, I signed my first boxer, so I'm about to really get into boxing on some real shit. And I have to know the rules of boxing to be a boxing coach. That's why I'm factual. CYP out, man.
CYP doesn't know anything about boxing. Please, whoever you just signed, release them. Release them, man. You're going to do a terrible, terrible job. Terrible. What was the first craziness he said? Because it escapes me half of the shit, man. Do you remember? Help me, man. So you blocked them out?
I'm watching.
You blocked them out. You blocked them out. Why'd you block them out? I mean,
block him out?
You didn't pay attention. Why'd you block him out?
No. He's kind of punching back, and when you.
I remember. I remember.
My shoulder.
I remember.
Let me explain.
No, because I don't want to forget.
Okay.
He said Ness is an idiot because he bet the draw, hence telling the world that it's a 50-50 fight. Again, and the reason I said whoever he signed needs to get released is because this is the man that says he knows about boxing. Well, boxing has betting. The line was at 3,700 for the draw. Mr. CYP, that means that the draw was not probable. I bet the draw because I knew the politics of boxing, or at least hunched on the politics of boxing. 3,700 on a draw doesn't mean it's probable. That is high, okay? The line is money line. That's what indicates 50-50 or not the draw. If they feel the draw is going to hit, it will be lower. Normally, it's at a 2,000, 2,100. Ask people who bet. You clearly do not bet. But super chat from Coach Myers says, what's your opinion on Charlo wanting a catchweight to fight Beterbiev for 164 now? I mean, he also wants a vaccine, man. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. 164. This is my thing, right? Do we say it's okay? Because Canelo has had catchweights that J-Mac falsely said he started when it was truly Miguel Cotto that started the 155-pound catchweight. He's the one that was the A-side in the Canelo fight. He's the one that got to dictate. It's reported. It's out there. You just have to Google, you know. He's the one that had the catchweight before that to win the title from Sergio Martinez. But they falsely say that it was Canelo that started this catchweight. So, again, do we just let him do it? Because other people have been in catchweights and it's a good fight? Yeah, let him. Why not? But at the same time, why don't you respect the guys that move up 2 divisions to fight a champion that's a 3-time champion at a weight division that's 175 pounds? How do you discredit that guy, but it's cool for Charlo to ask for a catchweight? You see what I'm saying? But it looks like CYP got another one.
Yo, for one, you hoped that it was a draw for whatever reason. But it's not a 50 fight, but you hope to end it in a draw. Only way it ends in a draw as if it's a 50-50 fight. You could blame politics, all you want to do. You can blame anything you want to blame, but you still thought it would be a draw. Secondly, when it comes down to this is shit I'm talking about. You disrespect me and my business outside of TBV, dog. That's my real life. I make money off of that, 6 figures a year off of me and my athletic prowess for other people who believe in my ability. Don't get on this show and wish me failure in my real business, my guy. That kind of shit is fighting words for real. Let's keep this about TBV and about professional boxers. Don't do that shit no more. CYP out.
Yeah, I didn't wish you favor. I wish that young man to be released because, again, you're still coming on defending a lie. 50-50 and 3,700 on a draw are not in the same fucking sentence in the boxing world, but you want to lie not to lose a conversation. So you rather lie not to lose a conversation, and that's not how it works. So I'm not wishing any bad on your business. I never said anything about your business, but you love to do that. You love to put words in people's mouth to get sympathy. I said release that man because you don't know shit about boxing. Twin, talk to me.
Yo, what up? Yeah, dude stole my thunder with the Rosado Berlanga shit. I think that shit would be a good test. We'll see what he could do with that. I think the Canelo shit is that's too far, man. When Canelo took on Mayweather, he had like 44 fights in. This dude got 16 fights with 16 rounds. I don't think that's the thing. But yo, yeah, in Kissimmee, it's a lot of Puerto Ricans. It's little Puerto Rico over there, bro. Like, if he's gonna come down anywhere to Florida, Kissimmee or Orlando, if it's a big thing, then you go to the, Orlando Magic Arena right there. As far as the weather, it rains here and there in April, but it really rains more like in June and July. And on the Daniel Jacobs show, like, yo, 3 out of the 4 big tests he had, bro, like, for me, he won 3 of them and lost Canelo one. I had him beating Golovkin 114, 113. He beat Peter Quillen, knocked him out when Peter Quillen was the shit, probably more celebrated at the time. And then he beat, what's his face? Yeah, I'm forgetting the name, man. I'm dropping. But yeah, man, I don't think, I think Darren Jacobs is a real good fighter. And, Canelo just is that good, man. That's my fault.
Looks like we got Joseph Mastermind says, Mayweather Guerrero was a Super Bowl? Nah. We actually begged Mayweather to fight Guerrero. We wanted that fight. I wanted that so much. What about you, Michael K? You wanted that fight with Guerrero?
Yeah, I definitely did, but hey.
What? You better be in sarcastic like me, because I ain't want that shit.
No, I really want to see.
You really wanted Guerrero? Oh wow! What about you?
I just wanted to. I'm the type of person I just want to see. That's all. That's my.
What about you?
I wanted to see it as well too. Some things you just gotta want to see.
So
you know what I mean?
Man. You guys are. I get y'all, man. I get y'all. You know, I should have chose that when I started. I didn't choose to be like nice and mindful, because then it is gonna come back to bite you. But nah, I just rather tell the truth. That wasn't a fight we wanted. I didn't want Robert Guerrero. Like, you know, he was like a career featherweight and then moved up. You know, he had a great win over Andrade Berto and Selçuk Aydin to get the Mayweather fight, but
and that's what kind of, and you see, that's what kind of built it up. It was like, you know, Berto was looked at as this fighter that was unstoppable, and you know, the fact that
how's he unstoppable when Victor Ortiz stopped him before that in Connecticut? Remember?
Yeah, you understand, but this fight style, the way he fights with that ferocity. You know what I mean? He knocks people out or he gets knocked out, just like he fought against Victor Ortiz. So, and then Floyd likes to fight that style that's going to come forward so he can get to sit and pot shot and counter punch, and that was Robert Guerrero, my apologies. You know what I mean? He was that Maidana fit mold, that type of forward fighter that allowed him to do his thing. Canelo kind of fit that mold too early in his career, no?
It's just this is what I'm saying. Like, how do people
Floyd all night.
How do people like love Mayweather or accept Mayweather Guerrero, but then it's a problem and it's fake if Canelo moves up to 75 and beats Kovalev? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, how do y'all accept that and the other one ain't good? And I know you guys like both. I'm just saying in general, like to the general public. You know what I'm saying? Like, how is that good and that bad? But Juan in the BX, what up?
Yo, what's good, fellas?
What up? What up?
What's up, bro?
Lumi left. It was good, Francis.
Yeah, he did.
Damn it, I should have been. Yeah, all right. Yeah, yo, Ness. Yeah, what people complaining about is that Eugene hasn't won since like 2018 and shit.
So
I was watching the U.S.
But is that Canelo's fault that the WBC had him
Absolutely
in line?
not.
Exactly.
Absolutely not. But Canelo is what these guys is getting mad about is that after Floyd beat Oscar De La Hoya, he went on to fight names that we know, everybody knows. If you look at the resume,
just like
looking at the resume.
Just like Canelo.
Not names. Well, who the fuck is Eugene? That's not a name, bro. And he came up with a whole bunch of other Smiths and fucking John Smiths.
Floyd literally told you he was fighting Andre Berto or Karim Mayfield after Berto lost to two dudes that wouldn't light a candle.
No. But that was Floyd's last fight, though, bro. That was his bye. I see you tomorrow type of shit.
But was it? But was it?
It was literally it was because after that we fought.
It was
Conor Mayweather.
Because I've been seeing him in the ring. I mean, but okay, that's his last fight.
He fought a Chinese. All right, bro. Cut it. Hit me with it. See y'all later. Beef steak, fellas.
I'm just saying it wasn't really his last fight, though, was it? You know what I'm saying? It wasn't really his last fight. Berto.
Nah, it wasn't. But he did. But beating a former world champion, is different. Yildirim, was a former world champion that he beat, is what people are gonna say as well, too, right?
Yeah, but this is the thing. No one had an issue, and this is what I'm saying about the bias. This is what I can go forever with this because I'm gonna always expose the bias. No one was mad at David Benavidez, who had to fight this dude. David lost the belt. David missed weight. Again, no one was mad at Benavidez, who had to fight this dude, even though he just had some weird decision with Anthony Durrell. But Canelo gets in the middle of the equation, and all of a sudden it's an issue. You see what I'm saying? David had this mandatory. Anthony Durrell fought him. Listen, no one was saying who is Yildirim when Anthony Durrell fought him. No one was saying who is Yildirim when David had to fight him and was mandated by the WBC to fight him. And no one asked Eubank Jr. who was Yildirim.
Nez. But you know what the common denominator is?
What?
Their name is not Canelo.
So
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 no,
so
so just
so
no.
so
I'm
what they
just
do doesn't matter, and only Canelo does, matters.
It's the
I
same
guess.
thing like how Floyd, a lot of the great fighters, when they don't fight competition that the fans feel that they should fight, that's what they get. They get that. So if somebody who's not on their level fights those oppositions, they don't get held with the same standards.
But they
It just is
should.
what it is.
They
They
should. And you
They
should. And you should
but they
call it. And
don't.
you should call them. But you don't.
No,
That's the
so funny,
issue.
Micah. Let me. You know what? So when you go to the hair salon, when you go get your haircut, Ness, right? You used to paying $100 or $20, $30 to get your haircut. When you become a celebrity now, the price gone up, man. It just gone up. They automatically look at you like you a bag. Like your haircut is now no longer $20. It's $100. Like your hairstyle is no longer $250. It's $1,000. Like, you know what I'm saying? The quality, it's just what it is. So it's the same thing for me as fighters. Like, the higher you go, is the better opposition they feel like you should fight. You should fight the more 50-50 fight.
So basically, you saying Canelo's all the way at the top and everyone else is at the bottom because I don't see you get upset about Andrade's opponents or Charlo's opponents. You just said Robert Guerrero was a good fight.
For the style that he came with. I was sitting here quiet because I agree with everything you were saying with the Andrade. There's nothing me piggybacking what you're saying. The whole point of you look at his resume, it speaks for itself. Charlo, the things you're saying, it speaks for itself. You know what I mean? So if you're gonna eliminate all of that, yes, Canelo is above all of those fighters that we've named. That's why they're calling to fight Canelo. That's why they want an opportunity to challenge themselves against Canelo.
Yeah, they gonna have to do something, man. That's just the
But-
thing. You
but-
gotta get it. You
but-
gotta get it done if you want to fight, man.
End of the day, heavy is the head that wears the crown. And you take it how you take it. Floyd took it gracefully. He still gets flack for not fighting the fighters that people felt like he should have fought. It is what it is. That's history, right? So Canelo's going to have to deal with his part of history like that. But he's going to give us the fights that he feels that he needs to give us, and it is what it is. We have something to debate about for the rest of our lives, and we're going to have to live with it. But at the end of the day, we can push while his career is going on to see if we can get better fights, but we can't really blame him for taking the fights that he wants.
Right, and I do want to see Canelo fight. Let me not get it twisted. I definitely, hopefully, Beterbiev or Caleb Plant. I want to see him with certain competition, So I definitely feel like, as great as I said Canelo is, I definitely want to see him with certain people though, at least in the next, couple years. Because I know boxing is very tricky, and we got to be, you have to have patience with boxing. That's what I'm figuring out.
Definitely. Yo, we got a super chat from Coach Myers that says, what's y'all opinion on Charlo wanting a catch weight to fight Beterbiev for 164 now?
I gave my opinion. What about you?
That's crazy. That's crazy. It's crazy when what did they say? It's not fun when the rabbit got the gun. It's when the hunter becomes the hunted. It ain't so fun now. You know what I mean? I'm gonna leave that there. We had another super chat. I don't know if you got to it. Mulatto super chat.
Probably, but go ahead.
Mulatto super chat. Can we get a CYP versus Ness permanent segment? Love it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he would love that, I bet. Just posting, but I think we're done. That's it. Nobody. Oh, Keem in Florida. We didn't get the Keem, right? No Keem today. Our main event in Florida, Northport, Florida, Kid Kelly Boxing and Fitness. Keem the Dream in Florida is going to be taking on Marvin on our Border Wars series. Don't forget to check that out. Oh, he just listening. So we're going to get your intro and out.
There's nothing in the sponge for Izzy. He ain't got nothing in there. Where the team at? Oh, we got J-Mac giving excellent instructions over there to Keem the Dream.
Your winner by unanimous decision is Keem the Dream
Yeah, we would have given CYP a segment on this show a long time ago, but he always says how this show is beneath him and things like that. So I mean, why would he want to be on this show? I don't know. That being said, Davidian, Buffalo Falls.
Hey, it was good. It was good. Not saying, man.
What's
Micah and Francis was good. I don't know. I look forward to because I know earlier y'all were talking about Berlanga. I can't wait to see him fight again. I'm a big fan of his. I think he's like the goods. I'm not really sure who that guy is he's fighting, but hopefully it goes some rounds. But if not, he can keep his streak alive. I don't know. Uh, yeah, that's Yildirim and Canelo's coming up soon, right? The 27th or whatever.
Yo, let me ask you, do you know Miguel Cotto?
Yeah. What about Miguel Cotto?
Amir Khan?
Yeah, but yeah.
Liam
I don't
Smith?
really care. Yeah.
Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.?
Yeah.
You know who Triple G is?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know Rocky Fielding?
I guess I'm getting beat down by Canelo, yeah.
You know who Jacobs is?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know Kovalev?
Yes, Ness.
Do you also know Callum Smith?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The last caller said that he liked Floyd because Floyd fought people we knew.
I mean, I like Canelo. He's a great fighter. I can't wait to see him versus Yildirim. But also in the future, he's fighting still. Of course, I want to see him fight a Beterbiev or whoever. But I mean, I like Canelo. I just want to see the best fight the best. But yeah, that's my call.
All right.
Great show.
Thank
God
you,
bless
brother.
you.
Bless you. So just to wrap it up, my man fought in December 2020, right, on the 19th. And then it's been a year since he fought. Like he fought Yildirim. I mean, not a year, excuse me. It was only a couple months. And then it's going to be Billy Joe. Like he about to get 3, maybe 4 fights in a calendar year on this level. I respect that, man. You know what I mean? And they all can be tough. I follow Floyd's career. That's what Robert Guerrero was. Guys like Stevie Forbes, that was Yildirim for Oscar. Everybody slides him in. Kit Kat. Kit Kat was supposed to be that. Razungvi, he was supposed to be that for Chocolatito. He just shit the bed, But that's GTO, Instagram and Twitter. Catch us on the next one. It's over, folks. It's over. Micah, make sure you give them the information to find you on a more regular basis.
Once again, thanks again for the boxing voice. Thank you, Ness. Hopefully I can come back on. I'll still be tapping in, tuning in, watching, but you can find me on Afternoon Sports Slay, all right, with the Queen, Michael K. New content. I cover youth boxing as well, so I got youth boxing content coming up really, really soon. So once again, like 3LW say, ballers gonna ball, haters gonna hate. I ain't worried about the haters. I'm gonna keep going, can't stop, won't stop. This is my passion. You will see more from the Queen at Afternoon Sports Slay and IG and Twitter at MK Sports Slay.
It's on you, Francis, the praying mantis.
How do you follow that up, man? Bop, bop, bop. What are the yada there, Brad? Big up yourself. To all the yaddies out there, big up yourself. To all the Canadians, big up yourself. To everybody out there in TBV land, big up yourself. Do yourself a favor while you're at it and go ahead and smash that thumbs up button because it does help with the growth and the visibility of the show. And the subscribe button because it doesn't cost you anything. It's just an easy click it. And the join button too because you want to be a member, be in the members chat when we go members only. Also, join up to Patreon. Border Wars 10 is around the corner real soon. We out of here. Next up, Sports Talk, NEX, UP, Sports Talk. You can catch me personally. Also, you can check out my show, The Way in Boxing on IG, or also The Way in on YouTube. We got mad content, man. Appreciate y'all. We out. Peace.
We got 2 super chats. Edwin Solano says, Ness, I would have thrown the mic down and threw the earphones to the other side of the hall. How in the hell do you stay composed? Guerrero versus Mayweather? Really? Super Bowl? Coach Myers says Andre Ward said he'll only come back for Canelo, but Canelo knows better to say his name. Looking eye emoji. We need a show on this, Ness. I did see Ward said that, but remember, I told y'all, you know where I'm going, man. I told y'all a while ago, like, Canelo will beat Ward only because if Ward is able to finagle the same contract he did with Sergey, he ain't beating Ward. I mean, he ain't beating Canelo. And what I mean by that is, remember with Kovalev, he had 2 tune-ups, then a 2-fight deal with Kovalev. That's more than enough to get that man back into shape because that man is, he's still good. He retired early. So if Canelo's getting him off a 3.5 year layoff, no tune-ups, nobody to get the timing right and the rust off, yeah, I'm giving him big chances to beat. Big chances. You know what I mean? We got to remember, Kovalev dropped Ward with a jab, I think. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a great fighter and a magnificent inside fighter. He could tie one arm up and work hardcore on you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Ward is that dude. I don't think Canelo beats him if Ward gets tune-ups. But I think Canelo has an opportunity catching him off retirement. Come on, man. I mean, that shit is just two big different things, man. Ward could be great whenever he was great, but, man, he's been out the ring. I mean, has anybody box wrecked that shit? How long he's been out the ring right now? He's been out the ring for a minute. I don't know. How do you feel, Francis? I need your thoughts, man. You too quiet on this one.
Hold on, I'm box wrecking Andre Ward's thing real quick.
What about you, Micah? What do you think? Ward comes back to face Canelo.
I don't know. I got to look this up.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, it's Ward is great, but that time out the ring.
2017 was the last time he was in the ring. That's
What
4 years.
What month though? Because that'll make it 4 years or not.
It's June the 6th, so that's June.
Yo, I don't know, man. I don't know. If I'm Canelo, I would take that fight if my peoples tell me it makes financial sense, meaning that Ward is gonna do the numbers. Because we gotta remember, Ward did 2 pay-per-views with Kovalev. That shit was 170 and 190, man. So like, is it worth it? Because he gave Kovalev 14 million. Ward gonna want big money for that fight. Big money and all the numbers there. Like, all people gonna come out the woodworks like, oh shit, Andre Ward out of retirement to fight Canelo. I'm buying that. I don't know.
I'm gonna give you my take real quick. That's a great fight, but Ward definitely is gonna need tune-ups, at least 2 tune-ups, man. Them old legs, eating whatever you want to, not really training like how a fight training to stay in shape to be a civilian, but not to be a fighter. 2 different things. So it's gonna be a process. He can get there because it's repetition, right? It's muscle memory, but it's gonna take work.
Yeah,
Right.
You good, Mike, or nothing?
No, yeah, I'm just saying I'm agreeing with Francis on this. Right. It's a process with that. We know how Ward is, but yeah, that's Canelo. So yep, a process. So I just agree with Francis. That's all.
Yeah. Well, we're gone. Catch us on the next one. That's GTO, Instagram, and Twitter. Peace.
All right, yo.